looking to fight back with their new buy.
That's special. Have the ability to 1D like that, the movement going from Scrux to just hit 1 and hit 2, that takes such discipline. Is that discipline going to be enough, though? We've seen, yeah, some different buys from MSU, and that does give me a little bit of concern for later game for their financial situation. But right now, things are looking good. Things are looking healthy. 5 AKs in the board.
Yep, indeed. Man, Hot Rod is nice looking.
Very.
And especially with those gold stickers, might I add. But nonetheless, no more skin talk, much more game talk. As it is banana control gain here for MSU. Now they look to gain at least over towards bracket. But for the time being, it's just a bit of a hurry up and wait kind of scenario. Billy is trying to pull up the swing, and look at that. Beautiful stuff. 2 Molotovs thrown at the same time. A big mistake from Indiana.
There goes your push. There goes the time. 40 seconds. That's what's left on the clock on the stopwatch right now. Nothing's really happened. You haven't really gained anything. You haven't lost anything. You're just hanging out on mid. It's such a difficult position to be in as a T. You know you've got a push, and times are ticking. 25, Vincent.
Well, go they will. Marvel.
That's one way.
Over on the pit. It's going to be the EWP, though, from Easy to take the first frag. He's looking for more. He's got it. Marvel still alive and kicking. Fortunately, going to go down. It's Marvel and Easy to fall quickly on the site. But that's unfortunate for Scrux, as he's caught wide out in the open. No plant is there, and it's no problem for Indiana.
No plant, no money. No honey. You're not feeling too good when you look at your bank account. And right now, you buy armor, you buy like a grenade, and you're like, oh, I can barely afford an AK. That's the situation that MSU in right now. This is a sensible choice, though. They've had some risky decisions. This one, okay, guys, keep the 2K. Let's play the D game.
Yeah, this one makes plenty of sense. They're at max loss bonus. Here's Evan, and it's one of those scenarios where you just got to do what you got to do. Nice little...
And you got to do that. That's what you got to do.
Beautiful stuff. Nice shot. Marvel, he gets some damage done through the wall, and he falls back.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. And he's going to stand in front of him like a brick wall, though. He's been locking down mids. Sure, he's just hanging, just towards Archer's library right now. Scrux getting confident, though. Getting quite a bit of territory early, above the minute.
There goes that smoke grenade. Only one more of those for MSU. Neko, it looks to get aggressive. Very good timing. 2 for 1. But, actually, that was a team kill. Unfortunate. Yeah. But, nonetheless, MSU are able to gain entry here into B. Are they going to expect a player all the way up banana? That's the real tough ask. It's hard to anticipate this, but you are expecting one person here. So, you don't find them on the site. Well, where else can they be other than banana? And yeah, Scrux is looking that way, but no peek just yet.
No, nothing being given for free. And this is big brain, intergalactic brain gameplay by Indiana. Take it nice and slow. And Flourish like, listen, I think one's dark. Let's play this retake smart. Let's go for the trades. They've got low eco. Yeah, this is it. Util's the diff here. Cooking.
Oh, I think he made a mistake there. I think that should have gone in dark. It doesn't, but now it's going to have to be the 1v2. Not going to happen. Best Carpenter not able to connect the shots. It's a close one on the defuse, but plenty of time with the kit in there. I still think I would argue that for Flourish, you should have probably put that into dark, but either way, bailed out by some nice shots from, some missed shots from Best Carpenter and a couple of frags there on the back end.
Yeah, that incendiary, slightly misplaced. I think there's 2 things to note there. It's don't hesitate, right? I think there's a little bit of hesitation on the idea of, okay, we're playing for the retake. The retake was successful, but the util, get it down quickly, and then you can kind of buy yourself some time, buy yourself some of a lifeline, if you will, and staying around for a bit longer. Either way, though, there is going to be That's a timeout going down for the T side, and it's been a back and forth game so far. What's your read?
My read is that Indiana has this covered by a lot. This is their pick, and I think that Minnesota, there's some decisions that they've made that they've really left me wondering. The first of which, obviously, going to be the fact that they force spot, and they've continued force spotting very often. Now that in and of itself isn't a bad thing, but it just feels like they're continuing to force spot when they necessarily shouldn't. They finally have to save, and that sort of mindset has really put them in the scenario that they're in, where they're down by quite a couple of rounds, and Minnesota is sort of rolling.
Yeah, that has been the theme of it, hasn't it? We've seen some great deagle shots, right, on those saves and on those forces with the deagle, but unfortunately, at this level of play, that's not all it takes. You need the rounds. You don't just need the flashy frags, and flashy frags are good for the real, but they're not good for the whole meal when it comes to the rounds. So yeah, hopefully some smarter choices, and we have started to see that narrative be weaved a bit thicker. They've made some better decisions as we go later into this half, but big question, is it too late? Is it all too late to make those choices? Like, oh, are 20 rounds been and gone? I don't think so. I think there's a bit of time for them to get a few more on the board and get a healthy 5 rounds before you leave that T side.
Yeah, I think it's certainly not too late. This is a scenario where you 150% can get back in here. Just 3 rounds is the deficit. Easy. Going for a not so easy angle, but not going to be given any opportunities to take that shot. So he falls back. Going to be a bit more standardization from Indiana, as they are pretty much spreading out across the map, gaining control, looking to hold these areas and hold them. They are.
Minnesota did have success with this earlier, and I'm appreciating what they're doing. They're being given apartments, but they're clearing everything nice and early, clearing banana as well, opening up their choices so they can push something and make it rejoice. That's all they need to do. They need to make the plays together. They've been too separated here. Talking to separated, bombs on its own over at Banana.
It is, and with that pick, easy taking a man advantage. This could get dicey very, very quickly, depending on how this duel goes. Pretty much everybody want one player ready to push B, but, well, for 4 versus 3, or in this case 3. Okay, there we go. We're gonna get the final player. Now the execution gonna come through. Now the rotation's gonna have to come in. Flourish on the site up top. Got the frag. No silencer for some reason, but he's got 2 instead, and it doesn't seem to matter, as that is a nice way to start things out here on a round. They are looking to close it here, 2 versus 4, Indiana.
HP, not an MSU side either. Not only is it the number advantage going to be even a little bit down to the 3-on-2, but no, not for long. They're through. They've had enough, and Indiana taking that one by storm. The retakes have been very consistent with their util. They're so patient before they wait for the flash pop, and it's worked out almost every time that the T they take out for the last frag is blind. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely been the case. Really solid stuff. Flourish, nice job to get 2 there, really. It's a dangerous angle to play in, and, well, either way, going to be another NACE down mid.
Missed.
Oh, no scope misses as well. Finally, the 3rd time's the charm, but he's getting chased down there with the knife. It's ultimately going to be, I think, Bilius who kills his teammate there. I'm not sure. It's outrageous because Flourish. Okay. Can you explain what happened there, Capo? I don't know that I know.
You know, things happen so fast there. That's like, you might need a replay to run it back and have a look. They pushed hyper aggressively. The no-scope missed. There was a lot of blind fire, and then there was a lot of blood. I think that was it. That's all I got from it.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums up my feelings as well. And with that, buyback for MSU, but it's a dicey one. Well, not so dicey. They've got plenty of guns. Their utility, though, could have used some work. They've already downed pretty much all of it on 3 players. Just a couple flashes, couple smokes, 1 HE, a molly to contend with. And, well, how will it be utilized? We'll have to see here in just a moment.
Yeah, MSU getting a bit overzealous with that util nice and early. Not overzealous is going to be that pick. That's going to be a beautiful pick. The trade coming through, not going to be so. Oh my goodness, that's such a great take from MSU.
I mean, MSU feel unstoppable here, don't they? On this round, they pick up every single gunfight, and as I'm saying that, okay, Echo. He's doing the same, and he's found a couple already. I'm gonna give him another chance, but the coaches over at MSU are screaming, yelling, no. Don't give him 1v1s. Don't let him have the opportunity, but opportunity he has. 3 players down, 2 to go, but he can't do it. It's a big closeout there from Bilius to give Minnesota their 4th.
Good stuff from MSU. That's so much better. And it comes in the fundamentals, doesn't it? Play together. Don't line up. We've seen a couple of TKs this half. Players peeking the same angle. Just take it easy. Let that entry go for the entry. You don't have to be Rambo to be the best player on the team. And they're all going to reign supreme there. Such a good take, and we need to see more of that. If we do, if we do, I think we could easily see 6 rounds for MSU.
Possible, yeah, for sure. Ooh, okay, easy. And Jersey going down as well, so this is even. 3-all on player base. Was an aggressive swing or multiple aggressive swings that ended in a couple different deaths elsewhere and in front. Feels like there might be some lagginess going on as well from the rubber banding of players that I'm seeing. It does beg the question, you know, what sort of effect will it have on someone, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey man, it can't always be like LAN. See so many gamers, oh, LAN's better. So listen, okay, online is fantastic. Okay, you gotta hit your shots. Don't make excuses. No excuse here for Easy. He's got 1, he missed 2 though.
That's fantastic from Easy. Just pulling up the triple there at the very end. 9-4 Indiana. They respond in kind immediately, do they not? Really, really well done. It just sets the tone here that this half has had the entire time, pretty much.
Yeah, I asked that when we just came through that timeout. I was like, you know, what did we need to see? What are we seeing? And it really has been an Indiana show. Had some attempts from MSU, but they seem outclassed here. They really, really do. Outclassed, outgunned, and it's the Deagles again, isn't it? The deadly Deagles. We've seen some nasty shots, but Indiana, they're not messing around.
That P250 Bilius. We've seen it a bunch of times, haven't we?
Yeah, but how many frags does it yield? I think we saw the one through the smoke.
Like
on
two,
an
3 maybe, total.
Okay. That's sort of what episode 3 gross. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not really doubting the PC50 there. It's just more of an, you know, a notice, something to be aware of. Either way, Easy certainly well aware of the problems that the rest of the server is facing, and in particular, the opposing team is facing. As he's gonna play around a smoke, try and find an angle, and get a little cheeky peek.
To be completely fair to MSU, Indiana's peaks have been so aggro. Talking aggro peaks, they're going to be slapped out. Takes out 2 in the rounds. It's going to be Scrux and Banana. It's ours.
Yoink. I'll take that, says MSU. And they do just that. 2 versus 4. AWP for Easy. This makes things harder, not easier either. They probably have an idea that Strux is there. The swing from Marvel allows for that first strike to go his way. Nade's not gonna land. swing comes through. Blair, it's a good crossfire setup here. Really strong crossfire. Not a single angle uncovered. And it is Bilius to finish things off. As this is been a good start, a really great start from Indiana on their on what is. I said this is Indiana's map pick. Could you remind me? Do you recall whose map pick this is?
I do not off the top of my head. I can have a little sneak peek and have a look back. But to whoever map pick it is, and we can find that shortly, for MSU, they had such a sloppy start, right? I mean, they had such a good start with the 3 rounds, and after that, it just went absolutely silent. But in the latter portion of that half, they really got it together, and they've walked away with 5 rounds. If they take Pistol, Vincent, this could be back in for a very, very even game.
Yeah, but man, it seems like a tough ask. Either way, I believe it's possible. Those pistols can be a deadly bunch, but yeah, here's the one thing to note. Billy is the only kit on the server, along with 1 smoke grenade, and that is it. Tapping away here is Asian Assist looking for a head. Doesn't find one. As Marvel takes some shots at B.
So, having a word of production, so speedy on the ball. This is going to be the MSU pick.
That's okay. That's what I thought.
So that adds fuel to the fire. To what you were saying, I might take it back.
That does indeed make sense. I was just not 100% sure. So that means, honestly, that if Indiana can pick up this one, they're really setting themselves up well. It's crossed on the site. There's that frag.
Oh, this is
Asian assist as well. They just thread the needle. Make it work. Easy kills. That's it. The 3 for Asian and 2 for Scrux.
I'm just going to run that back as the replay goes through. This is MSU's pick. I'm going to say it with confidence this time, because I should be. After you see picks like this, just holding the static angle and making it look so easy. That is not, folks. That is not to hit those shots.
And I will say, though, that, that's the kind of shots where you're in a position where if you don't hit them, you're kind of wrecked. And that is in and of itself pretty scary. As Beast with or rather Best Carpenter with a nice little opening here at Banana.
Well then. Oh my, that's a BM. Tech 9 through the former cart. Not how it needs to go down. MP9, he's going to ring. It's fragging time. Gets 3, gets the 4th. Getting cooked in the process, but Asian assist. What a half this has been for him. How many frags is that in the past couple? I think that's, is that 7 frags? Quick math doll. 7 frags in the first 2. Go on then.
Yeah, very, very quick, very nice. And you love to see that sort of success. Don't you, Kappa? Minnesota, we talked about it. They just had to get a couple of rounds to get back in here. This is where Indiana can really just say no. Right here, right now. They have the opportunity, and there we go. It's an airstrike, a touchdown, if you will. Minnesota on to Indiana, but unfortunately, it's Easy who finds the return fire. Easy with the second victory as well. Low HP, but he's still loving it.
Yeah, man, because he got sight. If you trade HP for sight, you do that any day. That's a no-brainer. First orange is going to be sprayed down. Vision is going to be around here for Indiana. They've got sight control. They've got the sound cues. And okay, good for 1. I don't know if that's going to be enough, though. 3 versus 2.
Should you save this? Should you not? At this point, probably. But that's 2 versus 3. And you have an opportunity. Trade. Coming in. Bilius with the frag. But he's got 2 more to find and so many angles to check. And that's a nice flash that is going to allow for Marvel to get the frag. 11-7. There, Indiana answer the call as soon as possible.
Oh
And
yeah, as soon as their
oh,
call to action happens, they were willing and ready, weren't they? And to answer your question, do you save the weapons at that point? Yeah, I think you do. I think you do. If you save even one of those rifles, you can have a 3 rifle buy or a double rifle SMG buy here rather than the 2.
yeah.
That makes the difference when it comes to CT, and that's what makes the difference in small micro sort of transactions within your rounds. Such things that you
Look,
might not always think of.
look. This UMP rifle, that's a kill. What a great flash, right? Jersey down to 46. Any other real gun, FAMAS even, that's a kill. So here we go again. Round number 2. Flashbang. Nobody available this time. Echo gonna take him down. Best Carpenter out.
So, this Grandma's house, the quad position, this could be a really good pick here. So this could be a trade. Good for just the one. Just the one from quad. That's so unfortunate.
Oh, Jersey here's what's going on. In fact, he's not the only one. Nice kill there from Minnesota, but 2 left alive versus 3. You're in that weird scenario once again where you really want to go for it. But do you?
Should you stay or should you go now? Yeah, there's no kit, man. Like that, I think that's the sort of switch your brain off moment. Let's just go chill in kitchen. Let's chill in the T apartments and let's sit on the couch and just gather our thoughts. What is going on here for MSU? I don't think that's the question. I think more so, what on earth are Indiana doing? They're doing crazy things right now. They did this on a CT side as well, right? Where out of nowhere, they just have this execution, this explosive play style, and it's almost as though MSU, they don't have the ability to respond quick enough.
Is it really out of nowhere, though? I don't really feel like it is. This is what Indiana's been doing all game long. They just, got guns in their hands. And that's exactly what happened last half. It was Minnesota's time to shine right up until Indiana started working with rifles. And then, well, things just got worse and worse. This time, it's an eco. A bit of a half buy, to be fair, but money in the bank to give the opportunity for Minnesota to buy back in next round. And that will give Indiana their 13th, barring a miracle. But a miracle, well, I guess it can happen, but it is certainly going to be hard.
The miracles come in the form of a Glil and an ump. I'm going to say no. I'm going to answer that one for you. I don't think so. I mean, maybe you get one. Nah, nothing to be seen. The USP not going to do its job.
Yeah.
Also, to the point of what I was just yarning on about the play style with Indiana, I've got a great analogy for you. It's like having your little brother just on the volume and keeps grabbing the remote and turning it up, turning it down, turning it up, turning it down. They are so interchangeable with their temperament and how fast they're playing. That's the part that's hard to read for MSU. They're hitting their shots, sure. They're getting a few trades as a damage, yeah. But it's not enough when these rounds are so sporadic.
You're absolutely right. I mean, that's it's just a situation that you never want to see. And, well, here we are again with the save as per usual. It's going to be a 3-man save. And, well, if you're Minnesota, right? Do you take a buy here? I mean, obviously you do. You take what you can, you hit what you can, and then on top of that, I mean, is there any hope? We'll just say.
I'm always a believer in comebacks, man. Like, I have been in the server, I am out the server as well. And op, that could be a lifeline. That could be the phone a friend if it was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You phone that friend and it's the genius. It's the man that's got a brain like an encyclopedia. And that's what we need to see out of Bilious. We need to see mid-control, banana control, wherever the up screen put to work. But the problem is, Indiana, they're not letting their foot off the gas.
No. The vehicle is continuing forward.
Oh, okay.
And that's a good way to start to kill that engine power. Putting slamming the emergency brake on right there. Bilious with the opening kill. Looking to find something through the smoke. So, Flourish might have heard something going awry. Looks to me like he did hear it. Maybe able to find it is the question.
If he's able to find it, enough's hearing it, right? I was like, okay, I hear at least one here, at least one, maybe two. That's big info. Sound cues are so important in this CSGO 2021 world. Got those crisp headphones, getting all the sound cues, and Flash, look at him. He's just poised and ready. He knows. He 100% knows.
All right, well, down by 1. Indiana, they got to make a move. 35 seconds on the clock. And, oh, that was maybe a little closer than they would have liked. Indiana are going to push in towards B. Smoke goes out.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there's that
Sendra,
frag.
I say that. A double peek out of Jersey. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, that's how you take sight.
That is absolutely how to take the site. 4 versus 3 now. And is this another save? It's got to be, right? That's what it looks like. No one on the move. No one trying to tell me I was dead. And no one going to get anything out of this round for Minnesota.
I think Gray and Sendry attempts to try and stop that push to timing slightly, just by a millisecond off point, and not going to yield that defense, that sort of time hindrance necessary. Is Scrux going to get a few frags? Yep. Get once as a, two as a consolation prize. So, okay, so that's not too bad. Hurts some economy. It's a job well done. But look at the money. It's not exactly hurting, Zach. It's not hurting over on Indiana's side.
No. I mean, they're fine. They got an op on T's side, by the way.
2.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, that second one's just for good measure. And that one's for fragging. Easy frag, easy. Says easy. Love to see it. Opening duel, 1 done, dusted. Give him another. And he's looking for it, but smokes are down. Good Molotovs to try and push off an opper. Little do they know, it's Villius who does have an op, but he's on a bit of an off angle here. Take a little bit of chip damage, but that is not going to connect. And that chip damage a little bit more chippy as it's bullets rather than shrapnel.
Such a difficult off angle, right? Because if you miss that one shot, sure, it's an op. But if you miss, it's over, right? It's completely over. Peeking through the smoke is over as well. What are you doing, Billy? It's not like this.
Bit questionable, but still in the sight. Asian assist. He certainly has assisted. Only 3 left alive here. Flashbang, a bit off one. There's still 2 players. How are there still 2 players in A? I don't understand. I mean, this is insanity. There's no way they expect Scrux here. There's absolutely no way.
Why? Why would they be?
Marvel has the frag, and quick trade from Easy. He's got to. He needs to pull off the triple, and he's going to grab the AK to do it.
Oh, my. Off of such a random play of having those players not rotated, somehow, some way, Indiana are going to continue on their tearing path today. 15 rounds, and that is match point Indiana University. Holy.
And it's Minnesota State, Mankato, who are struggling. This is their map. Zaven, it's not looking good. It's really looking like a bit of a struggle bus here for Minnesota. And they do it. They got to pull this one off. It's now or never. As they got the guns. Nice little popper. Flash, I mean. As Minnesotan takes the swing and he pays for it with his head.
Jalapeno poppers, also welcome those as well. Big fan, if you're listening. And just to kind of be transparent with you guys watching, this is a best of 3, yeah? So if this was to be Minnesota losing their own map, hey, maybe, just maybe, they've got stuff up their sleeve when it comes to Mirage. We've got Overpass potentially in the chamber as well. But yeah, not the start they were hoping for. And I say that lightly, but let's put some heavy emphasis on it. This is such a It's not the way you want to start a BO3, not at all.
No, it's not. And you know, the other side of that coin, right, is like you say, a chance for Minnesota to win on their opponent's map pick. joining you back on the mic. But CSGO, you say? CSL Esports and Prize Picks are running a $25,000 collegiate tournament later this month. Registration is open now, so head on over to cslesports.com for more details. It's going to be a great time, and I'm having a fantastic time as well. Like I said, Vincent joined here by Cup of Frag as we are in towards map number 2. Is there a chance here that Minnesota State can pull this back?
I'm going to say it off of the minimal knowledge that you do have from other teams is yes. And the one reason it's NA and that pug style, it's kind of ingrained in us, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of, if anyone in EU in the chat's like, all right, enough of that. It's true, though. It is very true that pug style Mirage, I think it's a map that we can arguably say we played more in NA than we do D2 in the general circuits. But face it, ESCA, it's CSL, whatever it may be. So, yeah, I think it's possible here. It might not be their pick per se, but they might be able to pick it apart to get it to that BO3 to overpass at the end. But I tell you what, if Indiana did anything like they did map 1 on something that wasn't their pick when it is their pick, I'm running scared if I'm MSU.
Terrified, not just scared, but there was some good shots, and this is one of those examples, man. Scrux, an Asian assist helping out big time, but ultimately this was the nail in the coffin here as Echo doing the deed to confirm the 16-7. Mirage, yeah, definitely a scenario where everybody's played this a whole bunch. You can sort of pug it out. Everybody knows those A standard smokes, but you know, the thing is, everybody knows their smoke, but you know how it's always like a little bit off, and it doesn't necessarily matter because it's just bugs. It's whatever. You know, those are the sorts of small mistakes that I think are scary for a team that is pugging it out on Mirage as opposed to a team that's ready for Mirage.
100%, man. A smoke of CT can turn into a one-way smoke for the CT to get a nice little up jiggle peek from Ticket Booth, and wham bam, you've got a 3K and you've moved up to triple to get the ace. You are so right. It's those tiny little pixel gaps in CS that make the difference and can maybe swing one way or the other. Knife rounds underway. They're sharpening up their blades before they put on their dancing shoes to get into the rest of the game. But what's your take? Are you thinking, I heard you mentioned it just as we got into this little break, but you think it's going to be Indiana 2-0? I've got that verdict from you. I think it's going to the 1-1
yeah.
for the final 3, but you're saying the 2-0 straight up?
I think it's going to be the 2-0. There's a couple reasons for that. Obviously, the fact that Mirage is Indiana's pick, but also the ESE main experience that they have, or Minnesota do not. But we're just about ready to get underway here as the game is coming up, and we're started. Round number 1 is underway.
The games begin. What do we have? Well, Indiana gonna be ripping some heads, starting things off. MSU, good for 1, but not good for 2 again. So, sight's gone, ace lost, and so many lives lost. 2 left, 4 versus 2, and okay, another one to be evened.
Nice frag there by Bilius, but now the cavalry is coming in. Oh boy, he gets taken out by the first of the players to take the duel. 8 health and a dream for Asian assists. Nice movement. Gotta give credit where it's due. I mean, I hit that at what, like a 3% rate? You know, barely can make the move. No, it's not that bad. That one's the easy one. Getting out on towards the mid pedestal. That's the hard one.
Yeah.
Either way.
The cat peak, that is the ugly one. That's the one that goes wrong. I even saw Stewie 2K do it wrong the other day. I was like, you know what? I don't feel so bad anymore. I don't feel so bad betting that 1% of the time. If Stewie misses it, I can miss it. No problem.
When the pros are hitting it at like 50%, you're like, you know what? My 3% does not look that bad anymore.
3's looking like 30, more so in that case. Back to the server. Indiana back at it again with the ferocious play. Held W out through A, this time through the apartments to B. They're looking for a straight GG. I've got this icky feeling you're right here.
Wait. Don't be backing down on your picks already here, Kappa. And, you know, have some Give him some time. Jeez, it's just, it's just the anti-eco round. As I say that, though, it is a force buy, and it is looking one-sided. Nice shots here with the MAC-10, farming up some extra cash, and MAC-10 over in P9, apparently, has some recollecting those pistols. Indiana in control. And you can see Minnesota State, the force buy on round 2. This is why I'm not a fan. It causes this horrific scenario.
That's not a buy. You can't call that a buy. I'm not gonna let you call that a buy. Sorry. That's a mistake. That's all that is right there.
Fair.
Because you've got to be being smart with your money early on. Otherwise you're gonna be punished all game long, and it's looking like a bit of punishment. And Deagle issuing just the one for punishment, and yeah, that's exactly right to what you said, fella. If you are not disciplined early, you're gonna sink a couple of rounds. And a few frags, bullets, rounds, fired down the range. Only one player left though, Ilias. Not able to muster up that strength with that P250 once more. Indiana, straight 3 here.
Yeah, 3 in a row. Good start. Love to see it, but here's the good news. Now, yes, you don't get the ideal weaponry as quickly, but you do get an op. And you do get to take some names. Speaking of taking names, that's a very fast push.
Oh, I love that flash.
In here in Flourish, yeah, that's a fantastic one from Best. Who's really turned the tide. 1 for 1, though, ultimately, but a lot of damage done to both Marvel and Easy. They're down to 4 and 6 health apiece.
So let's focus on what Minnesota have been doing. Have been doing well. It's their utility. They've got some really killer utility. They've just got to trust it more. 1 frag to be exchanged up to get back in. Ninja. Firing like a ninja with that E1S. And look at the HP over in Indiana. It's bleak.
Yeah, it's scary. And that Molly, I don't know if it's going to be good enough. It is good enough. But it does allow her Minnesota to find the frag as well. Bomb down in Sandwich. And with that missed shot, pretty much guarantees Easy's demise. Minnesota on the board, but that was just a bonus.
That's right. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here, Vincent. Like that, you're always there to ground and say, listen, easy, Tiger. Good plays, though, coming in from MSU. Cut up. And what we needed to see early on in that first game. And sure, we did see some potential, but we didn't see them flourish, all pun intended. We have seen flourish here from Indiana. Damage inflicted at mid, and mid is, I don't want to say it's given up, but they've had to fall back.
Yeah, actually, though, look, just taking the off angle here, I like this from Asian Assist. Unfortunately, the push out at A is finding literally everything. Nothing at all missed from this push. And now, despite the good positioning, Asian Assist is between not only a rock and a hard place, but a whole bunch of players and death. That's where he is found. Only Bilious for 1 before Indiana retake control. That was a quick one.
That was a mighty quick one. I think that was the Safari Mesh shop, and it's going to be a bit of a jungle warfare so far from Indiana University, just going through. It doesn't matter where they're going through. They're just running it down. They are just running it down. The A play, going for the aggro peak.
Oh,
sure,
boy.
they know they're on a bit of an eco, but so aggressive.
That op's got to run away. He knows what's going on. Going to recollect the bomb and get the heck out of Dodge. Push up cat. Good for the frag. Flourish with that one. Easy. Misses an easy shot. He's got the bomb. This is a little dangerous. Missed shot from Scrux. This is now turning into maybe something a little bit more. As I'm saying that, though, I think retaking control, regaining control, rather, and resetting here. MSU, they had a chance, but now that chance is dwindled to nigh none.
Drive by from Echo. No need for an echo when you can just bellow right into their face. No joke.
Tough start here. And Minnesota State, they've struggled. They got that first gun round. So crucial, but it was just the bonus. Indiana, they turned back up the pace right after that. And they just made the moves. Now aggressive push here by Easy. They Takes some damage, misses the shot. Trucks on the site, gonna pop flash himself around, but Marvel has the frag. Good positioning there. Bilious with help. It is going to be site taken. Minnesotan 1-for-1. 3-on-3 now here, Kappa.
3-on-3. Triple plant. Looking to spell victory here for Indiana. And weapon-wise, util-wise, sure. MSU have a good position and a good attempt at saying that.
Oh,
Spoke a
timing.
bit too soon. It's down to 2-on-2.
Oh, man. I really think that maybe he's just a little bit too aware of the potential for that angle. Either way, good plant for the CT. Spam not going to connect. Second spam, good. Bilious has that frag, and oh, there it is. Asian assist. Giving the assisting hand. Again, the defuse a little on the closer side, but there's plenty of time to get there. Bilious recovering the AWP as well for the second of these rounds.
Op saved, and hey, maybe the game's saved. It starts with a couple of rounds, right? We've talked about this before. Just think about the one rounds. We got that round, let's move on to the next. You can't think of it as we're losing the game. You just got to think about what rounds that you're going to pick up. Op in play, no util though for Minnesota.
Indeed. Indiana, they're slowing things down a little bit. Remember, they were playing aggressive fast and loose for the last few rounds. Now, they just want to be a little bit less so. Don't want to give too much away. And they have mid control for now. Smoke goes out to deny the mid window. Best, who's been taking some jitter peeks, and up top there, Jersey finding Bilious and a lot of damage done. Oh my goodness. That's so fast. Everyone finds a frag. And it's a quick 5 versus 2. Minnesota fall apart.
Crumbling. Crumbling like a cookie. Only often, only a little bit of HP. Like, you've got to hit every shot, especially when you're that low. Shots missed, and the life is going to be missed. Rest in peace. Rest in pepperonis. 6-2.
Here we go again. Same thing as before. And you know, Kappa, that this is the worst thing for CT economy. Win around, lose around. It is literally the worst. They give the worst. Pushing with an op against pistols. That is also the worst. Oh, man. Questionable decision making might give away this round. It's only 1-for-2 at the moment, but it's favoring MSU when this op is in the right position. Just wait, he missed the shot entirely.
Woo!
Not sure how that shot missed. That looked like it was on target. Must have just been a little low. Either way, the bullet pin should have been there. I'm not gonna lie, a bit stolen, but Indiana, they get away with one, and now it's equalized. This could have been the game changer. With the AWP recovered, maybe it will be again.
That's what you call, my friend, getting CSGO'd. And hello, that's going to be getting CSGO'd as well. Timing. Timing.
Oh boy. CSGO timing. What a concept, hey?
Unique premise, unique concept. And talk to SoundQ, SoundQ's galore. This could be a really great opportunity for MSU. No weapons, but they hear a footstep or two. Big things for Bilious. Bilious with a P2. P250. No bueno.
Now it's all about the Deagles.
Ooh.
Echo, who had a quad kill, looked for the ace, but it's Jersey. Bail him out. Indiana. They got a little bit cheeky there, didn't they? Really, we're playing with fire. And, well, that fire nearly burned them. There is the missed shot. And, in fact, it was a little early. That was the problem. But it looked in real time without the slow-mo like it could have been on target. Unfortunate there for Best.
Yeah, Indiana playing with their food at this point. And they're making it look like that, as you'll see some hyper-aggressive plays from Minnesota State University and Qatar trying their best to force the issue, and that's going to be the remedy.
Well, That along with some good flashbangs. 3-4-3 as Best very close by. Not quite sure how Easy loses that gunfight.
A1S.
Had the upper hand, but still good. Low HP. No, nothing to clear this out though. An HE grenade would have been the death of him, but in fact, it's just shots through the wall. Default plant position going down.
See ya. That's Indiana. To the player, to the round, and you've got to be hearing that sound, the blood pumping in your ears if you're Minnesota at this point. 2 versus 1. You've got to get this round if you want to have any relevance, any say. This surely has to be it. Low HP.
Oh, he'd hit that first shot. It could have been an opportunity. Jersey misses his mark, and Minnesota State take 3. But again, it's really, I feel like nothing's really a guarantee here. Yeah, they've got a third round, but there's still a lot to play for. And again, economy resets. That's something you really hate to see. You've got 2 players surviving with guns. It's not going to be perfect, even though you've won the round. And Minnesota State going to have to try and contend with some limited utility, limited in everything, really. Only a couple of kits. And a missed shot from Minnesota certainly does not help matters.
Mentioned this before, mid-control, very important, recovers. Both players going to pick up a frag as well. 5 versus 3. I think it's the first time we've seen so far in this half for Minnesota State University and kind of to get actually ahead in numbers.
That's a good point you make. Not on an eco round, I think you're right. We've seen them ahead a couple times on ecos, but whenever that happens, obviously it really turns the tide. Or the tide turns pretty quickly because of the lack of weaponry. But Echo rather, he's turning the tide all on his own. Oh, he baits the shot, and he's even tagged, but he's got the frag. Absolutely fantastic. Best goes down to easy, and it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy for Indiana.
Oh, that just from one cam to another. It doesn't matter which POV you're watching of this Indiana lineup. It's just all God tier plays. It could be God sent for all it's worth. Flying off stairs like Tarzan. Even heard the yell in the distance, maybe.
I mean, Bilius has got to be so frustrated right now, right? I mean, the poor guy's the B anchor, right? How many times have they gone B? Never, when it's not an eco. And goodbye. Yeah, go to sleep. It's time for bed. And time to go. This is the game changer. Echo. 3 kills in just a few moments. And what a great jitter step there to deny that frag from the op.
Echo location, man. I swear. He's got something going on. He's doing a lot right, Echo, in this game. And I said mid-control's massive. Not just top mid-control. Not just getting the pick mid. Take window room. Give it a go. Like, if you're feeling confident, you're hitting your shots like that, you've got to get up in their face, get up in their grill, and they're being grilled right now. They're being grilled of a thrill of a game for Indiana.
Bass getting bested from his angle. Oh, no. Minnesotan. That's nasty. Not only does he get the frag, not only does he pick the AK, but he's got the bomb as well. Unfortunately, Marvel has his number. He's dialed it up, hit him with the voicemail, and said, "See you later."
Just see in the chat, Echo's like, I thought you were a teammate. No, bamboozled again.
No.
Bamboozled again.
The old bait and switch, that's what it was. And, well, the gang's all here. It's looking like this mystery is solved. As Indiana going to be converting another round. It is just that pistol, but still.
Bilius. Really been left in such a difficult situation. The crossbow placements everywhere, and the frags are everywhere as well for IU. Money problems? Not on their watch. Not in their bank accounts. Money is going to be available for MSU, though. Let's get back to focus. But what is there to focus on? There isn't going to be frags. You've got 9 frags on Bilius. You've got 9 frags on Minnesota as well. But outside of that, we really haven't seen too much of an exceeding individual performance out of Minnesota State. Whereas you look towards Indiana University, I think this is a point to underline and give you that kind of fist bump from the pregame chatter of the experience on that Indiana University lineup. You've got that ESEA main experience, and you look at that on paper, you're like, that looks good. And you look at it in actuality, live in the server, it's clear as day who has more experience. Like, it really, really is. Minnesota are trying their best. They have made some good plays to kind of get the advantage, but just slipped through their fingers. And that's the experience that's overwhelming them, I think, in this second map.
Yeah, and let me kind of elaborate on that as well. When we talk experience, we're talking like high level competitive experience. You know, I have experience in this game. I had like 2,000 hours in this game.
Okay,
You'd
not
say
bad.
that's experience, right? Like,
That's experience, yeah.
experienced player. Well, but the reality is that experience is just not the same. Me playing matchmaking as some very high level league play that some of these players have. So that
Good
is
correction.
a good key differential to make. It's not just more hours or anything like that. Well,
No.
I mean that may or may not be the case. I don't know. But what I do know is that when we were able to take a look, those high pressure moments, those high pressure scenarios, those are the experiences that are really making the big difference, I think, here for Indiana.
No, I like that you've underlined that. Yeah, like, and that's something that for the casual player converted to that competitive player, and especially at that
Yeah.
university level where you were a global elite, you're an LE, you're a DMG. That's
Yeah, you're good.
fantastic. You're good. You can
Way
aim.
above
You've got good
average.
game sense completely. You're at the top of the scale as you can be. But in the competitive realm, it's completely different. When you've dry run a strat 50 times versus you've done it with a couple of people and some dodgy smokes over in ranked, yeah, it's completely different. Even if you compare like a face it pug or an ECA pug versus
Yeah.
an actual scrim, right? Like there's going to
It's
be
just it's a
big
different scale.
differences.
Yeah. You've swapped the scales out for a different measurement, and well, the measurement for Scrux is frags. He's got a good one there. A good
Massive.
start. Asian assist. It's Minnesotan. This pause has done wonders for
Humongous.
Minnesota as they pick up everything. Echo left alone. 1 versus 5. A couple of low HP players to contend with, but I have to say, this looks like it might just be a Minnesota State round.
Minnesota having a little word saying, listen, don't have a go at my elo. Leave it alone. Doesn't matter. Rank doesn't matter. No, it doesn't, but experience does. Experience in Echo's hands. I've seen some nasty plays from Echo so far today. A lot of players are tagged up as well. You've got that distance, you've got the firepower of the AK behind you, and he's continuing to inflict damage. 50 seconds.
Oh, I mean, listen, been given a lot of opportunities right there to hit that shot. Minnesotan.
Timing.
Oh boy, good job for Minnesotan, standing their ground, really just ready for the push. And yeah, what a turnaround that has been here for MSU. They not only pick up the victory, but that's it's a big regard to the mental, right? You get around, you dominate around, and you're like, okay, now we can definitely do this. As I like that mid smoke. They're really solid stuff from Indiana.
And that's a smoke where, sure, you can have someone on fireman, the opposite of fireman. You can someone be the fire starter, have that incendiary to kind of get rid of the smoke. But by the time that's done, you've lost mid already, so there's no point. You might as well fall off, and you've got to fall off. Mid control with 4 AKs, a deagle in hand for Indiana. So no full buy available. Not sure as to why. It may be a style choice, but styling is going to be the deag of all guns.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know why. There was money on multiple players to drop Marvel, but he's going to get a gun regardless. How can they find this shot? Good flashbang. Going to be dispatching the AWP. That goes down, or rather the bomb goes down. 3 versus 2.
If there's one play of this entire best of 3 that can sum up the difference between the teams, I think it would be that. Just basic things of basic higher tier plays of wait for the flash to pop before you peek, and passive plays for days. Double figures achieved. First half here for Indiana.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to. I want to disagree a little bit on that because I think in Minnesota they have been, coordinating their utility, but it's small moments of patience on those timings in particular that
Thank you.
have been the game changer. I think that's more apt in general because MSU they've had attempts. And speaking of attempts, here's another one. Lots of utility.
That's a flick.
And yeah, Bilius with the frag, making it a
Ooh,
3 build. That's
four.
a quad. Give him more, but unfortunately he's down. Jersey has to do the deed.
I take it all back in one round later. That incendiary was absolutely beautiful. Beautiful stuff, torching things up an apartment, and that does round it out for 5 for MSU Minkala. But is that enough? Is that enough to take to your T side? And it's not even your map pick.
I mean, the reality is that anything is enough on this map. I think, less, 12-3 kind of scenario, then anything's winnable on Mirage. That said, I mean, this is a tough one. No doubt about it. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Indiana, they have a big advantage, and Minnesota are gonna have to play from behind here.
Not a good spot to be, especially in your second and best of 3. You're down 1. You see it in front of you, and you're just trying to claw yourself back into that game to get to Overpass. Overpass seems light years away.
Does indeed. And with a couple of kills, it looks good. Might be doable. Bilius and Best have a couple. Now 1 versus 2, but I'm not quite sure what came under Flourish or Marvel, whichever the one was who was doing a 360. I think they might have been out of bullets, but it was good enough. It definitely was a distraction for Best, and he wasn't sure who to shoot at. So I'll let it slide. By I mean we.
I'll let it go, my friend. Let bygones be bygones. It's in the past. Looking into the future. I see a lot of dead people. I see a lot of dead people over MSU. You got an M4. You've got a FAMAS, 2 scouts, and an MP9 available as well. Big things. Early game, and here they come. All the frags. A Glil, though. Good for 1.
Another really questionable purchase here. But this time it's working out well, at least for the start. And these purchases work a lot better, obviously, when you know that your opponent is also on, not half buy, but just not on the fullest of buys. So, I could see the argument here for it, and I think it makes some sense. So with that, Minnesota, they are going to have to regroup. Hit towards B potentially, or I say that Marvel seems to have an idea that there's a player mid.
Flashing that hot rod around, and yeah, definitely presence, awareness. Yeah, there's the frag. There goes the mid player. And good trade with the Mac 10 though. That's what you'd see, the run and gun, impactful enough though.
That's the no head armor, isn't it? Right?
Choose them up.
As does the A1S. Bit of a weird timing to try that swap, but ultimately Marvel has the frag. Got a little dicey maybe at the end there, Kappa, but Indiana have things under control.
Positive tone though, right? We're starting to see a little bit more discipline from MSU. Saying that, they forced into that round. That they're going to be in that awkward situation again where econ troubles. You kind of have an obligation to save or just buy a ego at max, and that's all they're going to be able to do. A Tech 9 just to switch things up, keep that run and gun possibility there. But util galore for IU, weapons galore, even a Bison. Just add insult to injury.
Cole is shaking in his boots all the way from wherever he's at today, and oh my gosh. I don't know how that wasn't more from Jersey, but he did lots of damage and lots of shots as Scruggs. This little kill with the Doigle means that some key damage has been done to the economy of Indiana. All that being said, I don't think it's going to matter long term. Or if it does, well, they're going to have to do more, MSU, in order to get back into this thing.
You talk of chip damage, you talk of econ damage, yeah. It does. Inarguable. It completely does. But it's like if someone keys your car or like kicks your car, you're going to be mad because it's got a dent in it, but you can still drive it, right? It's still got 4 wheels, and those wheels are anything but square. Round as you come for Indiana University. They're rolling on through with an XM10-2 up in the game as well, and nothing says confidence like an XM10. Nothing says confidence like that.
You are outrageous with your metaphors, and I love it. I'm here.
I've been listening to Harry and Hugo. I can't take all the claim. They take the fame for that one. It's contagious, man. It's absolutely contagious. So does the energy that we're seeing from Indiana, man. They don't stop.
Picking heads there with the XM. Good for one. Oh, the drop here from Jersey. It could have been good. It could have been good. The timing on the flash needed to be a bit better, but ultimately the plant should go down. They know that Flourish is left alive, and no, it just buys time. These smokes have faded, and it's all over there for the MSU side. The smokes fade, as does their lives.
Oh no, that's so tragic. It looked like it had some potential, and just when it does, just when you see that sort of head just surface in, it's like, nope, get back under. That's Indiana. Absolutely ruthless, and what a great peek. Saw Fallen do this the other day, and gonna miss it. The smoke blocking just enough.
And that's another example right there. I say another. That's an example where Echo, you have the advantage. No real need to go for the secondary. Speaking of advantages, Best, nice shot, man. It's dinked on the entry. I mean, what a great shot from the player down below, and I think that was Jersey, but still, really good presence of mind to keep the crosshair going, and everything works out in the end. They're easy.
That's a flick.
That looked far too easy, didn't it?
Yeah, he's in a casual server, isn't he? And so is this guy, Marvel. Superhero indeed. Over and out, match points. Indiana showed us what it's all about. Strats practiced on your pick or ours. We're taking this in 2. Hoorah. That's it, isn't it, really, from Indiana? I don't know what else to say. You're right, we've definitely seen the potential from Minnesota. They've got so much econ damage, but that's been the biggest tell of this half. We haven't really seen anything but econ damage.
Oh, man, that's some fantastic spray control. But not going to be more than just a frag. This is a nice little dak gun to add on to things. Strucks, though, from behind. Just keeps on spraying, and Flourish comes running into it. The dak stays alive. Is it bad that I don't even remember what this is actually called? I just want to call it a Scar 20.
Scar 20, man. Scar 20, dak. It's the same thing. I think Scar 20 or Scar dak 20. If you like, think of a player name.
Is it a GS something or another? Is that what it's actually called in game?
I'm gonna have to double check. I think it's Scar 20, if I'm not mistaken.
Been so
you just fact checked me. How dare you? How dare you just fact check me in a weapon name live? I'm gonna look now. I'm gonna find out.
We'll find out. It's important information, but you know what else is important? It is Indiana's victory here as they pick up the quick 2-0, and it is beautiful. 16-5. That score line there on map number 2, 16-7. If you didn't recall, for map number 1, it was the Indiana side taking that victory on their opponent's map pick to start us out. And of course, it was Mirage for Indiana to close things down. Man, it was a one-sided affair there on Mirage. Was there anything, Zaven, that you think Minnesota could have done a little better?
Truth be, you reel those rounds back and you break it down. You can argue to the nth degree. You can do some fakes. Maybe you could do a flash over an A and do the full send at B waiting. But the util was so good. The util was so good from Indiana. And that's the problem. They always had someone omnipresent on A or B at all times. That's how you know you've got a good IGL making the right calls. Not to take anything away from MSU at all. I think it was just an experience diff. We said that earlier on, a higher tier experience diff between these two teams, and that's what showed in such dominant scorelines with the 16-7 and the 16-5. Individual performance too. Indiana, like you think of this one here, I think it's a 3K, wasn't it, from Echo? I talked of Echo location all game long. All of them are just, look that. Like, what do you do? What do you do about that?
I mean, yeah, this is another good example where Minnesotan just caught off guard. Nice double kill as well from Jersey. All the star players really showing up. Billy has had some good moves. This being one of them, a fantastic quad, but ultimately not gonna work out. And either way, just not gonna be enough really to pull Minnesota over the edge. Unfortunately, that does mean both these teams coming in at 3-1. Minnesota going to be going down to a 3-2 scoreline, while it is going to be Indiana to pull up fourth victory on the season. But you know, I do love to see what's going on, and I love what we've been seeing left, right, and center here at Keppa.
Completely. And you know what? This is the beautiful thing about this game. You can get better as much as you see fit. VODs are available, right? Not like the Valorant world. What are VODs? That's something we communicate over there. But in the CSGO world, you've got VODs all over the place. So it's one you can run back for MSU. I don't think there's nothing to take from it. There's a lot of positives, a lot of individual plays that we did see here and there, but it was just sort of salt-based sprinkled, wasn't it? It wasn't consistent enough mixed within the broth, if you will. Look at those VODs, have a look and see what Indiana were doing, and I think Minnesota, they could continue getting some dubs in the future. Just a couple of tweaks needed within the plays. Not too much to change, but a few things to review.
Yeah, and let's talk players for just a moment. Who for you the standouts here?
Off the top of my head, Echo from Mirage, I think was massive. I think Scrux in map number 1 had some big plays as well. Super consistent pillar. How about yourself? What was the ones to watch for those two?
Yeah, definitely Echo, Jersey, and Easy, maybe the other two to talk about. But you know, speaking of players and people to watch out for, I want to talk a little bit about the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. It's since 1949, LLS has invested nearly $1.3 billion in groundbreaking research, pioneering many of today's most innovative approaches towards cancer and treatment. Their work tirelessly to find cures and ensure patients can access life-saving treatments that they need. When someone experiences the fear and uncertainty of a cancer diagnosis, LLS provides hope, compassion, education, and support. So just like LLS is making an impact in the cancer community, the LLS Hero of the Game represents the player who made the biggest impact in the match played, whether it was a clutch play, a sacrifice, or provided strong leadership when it mattered most. Today's LLS Hero of the Game is going to be Echo, as we get him in for an interview. Echo, thank you so much for coming over, and how are you doing? How are you guys feeling after that quick victory?
We're feeling great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely fantastic. Question right off the bat for you: what are you guys doing to prep coming into a game like this one? It was clear you were ready to play from the outset. Where does that prep start?
For being honest about our team, we don't actually really practice as a team. We know each other a lot. We pug occasionally, but just because of league schedules and whatnot in school, we haven't been able to really sit down and practice. And I feel like if we actually do put the time into doing that, we have the potential to really pop off as a team. So, but in terms of today, we just came in with a positive mindset, just have fun, playing, apply some of the knowledge we know from our individual league teams. So, yeah.
Man, that's you know what, to hear you say that, I think that's NA in a nutshell. And we were talking about that. It's funny with the sake of Mirage and pug style. You could sort of drop in and do it right. On top of that, you had such great individual plays from all of you. Got a question off of that too. For your team as a whole, is it one of those things where you have the kind of CSGO roulette where you kind of let that player go and do their thing and you make a play off of that? Or do you always have like a set play in mind when you start things off? Because in that game, we did see individual plays and we all of a sudden saw the switch, the key was turned and you were doing a crazy rotation. Tell us a bit about that. Like, what's the theme of your team?
Yeah, sure. So I think for the most part we have Jersey, IGL. Just occasionally he'll call stuff. He's in an advanced team. He spends the most time learning strats, learning util. But from there we kind of do like pug it out. So for instance on Mirage, we were just sending Flourish and Palace. He was just going guerrilla mode, as he likes to call it. He just likes to go out there, get the frags. So we were enjoying that. That's really our mindset there.
Right on, man. And you know, you've even seen it from ESL all the way to CSL as well. If you have that kind of individual flair and you can trust a player to do so, you see big things. And we saw 2 massive games out of you. So congratulations, man, and best of luck going forward. But that's sick. So much to pat on the back for, and keep up the hard work.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
To follow up, I want to talk. We talked about the game today. Looking forward for the rest of the season. Is there anybody that you guys are worried about playing, or have any sort of rivalry with that you're looking forward to?
I think Michigan State's gonna have to take that notch there. Going into Davenport's game, we kind of got rolled. We knew we were gonna get rolled. That was the first time we actually played with Marvel, so that was our first time just as a 5. We're like, let's go in here, get as many rounds as we can, learn what we can from it. So I think going forward to Michigan State, they look like the next big opponent in the group. So that's the game we're looking forward to for sure.
Yeah, they definitely were strong last season, so definitely looking out. Hopefully we'll get to tune in for that one. But before we let you go, Echo, anybody you want to shout out, say hello to before we get going?
Yeah, shout out to all my boys watching in the other Discord. I know they're watching the stream, watching me pop off, so I appreciate them. Thanks.
Heck yeah, you were popping off, and well, thank you so
That's
much
right.
for coming on for the interview. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Alrighty, and with that, Kappa, it is just about the end of our first best of 3. Don't forget, we have another one coming up in just a minute. So definitely don't go too far. Maybe go get a snack, a little bit of dinner, something to drink, something to eat on. And well, we'll be back as soon as you get back in just a few. Week 5 continues here with Counter-Strike Global Offensive. My name is Vincent, joined once again here by Cup of Frag. We're coming in for the second best of 3 of today. It was a quick 2-0 in our first series. Will it be the same, or are we headed to a map 3 before this one? Cuppa, welcome back. And let me ask you said question. Is a map 3 upon us?
You know, I hope so. I really do hope so. Like, that matchup had a determining kind of theme, and that was the Indiana show, right? It was the Indiana show. There was no other question about that. From map number 1 to map number 2, it was consistent in that. For this one, yeah, I'm really curious. You were just talking of some stats and kind of doing the deep dive on these two teams. Give us the goss, give us the juice, give us those healthy stats. What we're looking at so far for these two teams from what we know.
Well, before we get there, I do want to back us up just a little bit and talk about what we have going down very, very shortly here for CSGO, because CSL Esports and Prize Picks are going to be running a $25,000 collegiate tournament later this month. Definitely want to get involved right now. Registration's open. You can head to cslesports.com. That's cslesports.com for more details and information. Absolutely a huge opportunity for you. You don't want to miss it. So go on, head on over to cslesports.com for all the info and details, as we can then move forward here and talk a little bit more about said teams. University of Akron and Missouri University of Science and Technology. This is the two squads. A bit of a differential here. A 3-1 Akron coming up against a 2-2 Missouri. The big interesting point for me, this is a tough division. They're still in the Midwest. We're kind of sitting in Midwest today in general, but there's multiple divisions within the Midwest. And this one has the Huskies, a very strong team. They were a playoff team last year. I'm pretty sure, almost certain, in fact, that they went all the way to the top 4. I'd have to double check.
Right.
But yeah, they are quality. They play in Cash Cups last year, and they would oftentimes make their moves. So a tough division. So that 2-2 doesn't necessarily mean bad as we get through. JR Nasty, Panda, Andrew, Plasma Raider, my apologies, Enzo on the Akron side, whilst Missouri shaping up. Nat and Matt is going to be a fun one. You can already tell. Resistance, Money Mitch, and Braden M to close out the roster. But yeah, this is going to be a good one. To break things down a bit further, Cuppa, Akron, a little bit on the less developed side. They don't necessarily have the experience. A couple of players kind of mid-table, at least when it comes to their rankings. But on the Missouri side of things, you've got some big name individuals, some main experience, sort of the same kind of storyline as what we saw last time, but it's Missouri with the advantage instead of Indiana and Akron going to be playing catch up this time.
Same storyline, but different scoreline, yeah, with what you're seeing. And I do like that you make a point of that, where you see like a 2-2. As a viewer, sometimes people are, oh, I'm writing that team off. Not at all. I think it's even good at this early in the season, just to kind of put that out of mind, really. Put it out of mind and just focus on the game to see. Also, with best of 3s, anything can happen. I love best of 3s for that. Best of 1s, they're not always the fairest decider. You have a bad game, you have a bad half, GG, and that's it. There's little chance for recovery. But with the BO3, you can have a stinker. You can have an absolute stinker and still have that chance for forgiveness in map number 2 and even going all the way to map number 3. We didn't see map number 3 for the first best of 3. I'm hoping so for this one.
Yeah, you know, it would be a fun one. It'd be interesting. It would be cool to see. That being said, I gotta be honest with you. I think this might be another quick one. Maybe not quick, but I think it's going to be a 2-0. The reason I say that, Missouri, they just have experience.
Yeah,
they do. And well, I was also looking back in the prior weeks, those standings, to see who lost to who. And well,
Wizards.
I mean, Akron lost to UIC, whilst on the other side of things, I don't know. I'll have to double check. I don't think Missouri has had the chance to play them yet. Let me just see. No, they have not, and they also have had a bye. So it's a little bit difficult to tell for sure, but I think that you gotta give credit where it is. Oh, there we go. I did get to see UIC did beat both of these teams, and it was so for that reason, I think we have a bit of an interesting dynamic going on. We are ready to take a look at the map picks, so here, Kappa, why don't you take us through it?
Let's have a little boogie on down. Goodbye, Ancient. Oh, goodbye, Nuke. So, no fan favorites. The Overpass, you spoke of it. Inferno, are we going to see a Mirage?
Oh,
No dust,
boy.
no new dust. Oh, he's going to be Mirage. So, different order. And you know what? For us, I'm glad to have my dessert last, if you will. We're getting Overpass first, okay? And Overpass, I spoke of it being a util heavy-centric map. It determines the rounds. You can get some crazy wallbangs. You've seen it from Godsent recently if you've been watching any of the ESL that's going on. But from the CSL where we are now, are we going to see the flashes, the smokes, the Molotovs, the airstrike nade stacks that we need to see to make that difference between the two teams? I'm hoping so. Overpass, man. I think it's an underrated map. You look at, you talked of the Olaf moment of that infamous triple boost where,
Oh, yeah.
or even the quad boost. It's been so long since I've seen it now with the auto. It's going all the way over to site, but none of that. Any new boosts though? Let's wait and see.
Yeah, always some new options. You know, you talk of dust, right? New dust in particular. I mean, I don't know if that's the reason, but man, people have really not been willing to
Taken
go
to it.
towards dust 2 as of late. Last season, I recall we saw a ton of dust 2 because you know it is a quintessential map where your aim is really the deciding factor. Those long range aim duels obviously a big deal on dust 2, but this year thus far, no dice, nobody interested, and I'm wondering if it's partially to do with those changes. The other side of that is that Mirage, Inferno, Overpass. I talked about it before. That's the LNA special, isn't it? Those are the real, the real North American maps that we are coming to love and see. I am happy to see Overpass, though. I think that's a lot better, and I think Mirage as a decider can be a lot of fun too. The real question for me, is going to be Akron here on their map pick. What can they show me? Are they going to be able to show me a good, positive, or is it going to be a Missouri, swipe? And are we going to see similar stages to what we saw in the last series?
I think it's a sincerely interesting way to start a best of 3, right? It's like, again, I said starting with your dessert. It's like starting with like a delicacy of a dessert. It's like tiramisu. It's something a bit high class. It's not just
There you
your
go.
ice cream and a Dairy Queen cake. Nothing wrong with that. But it really is a premium map where little room for mistakes with util, as I mentioned. If you go for that flash over Monster and you've whiffed that flash, you're dead. That's it. There's no negotiations. There's no arm wrestle. It's just one tap. Night. Someone from Toxic takes you out. Someone from Heaven. Someone from Pillar. And that is the big question. How are things going to start? Overpass, I think out of all of the CSGO maps in rotation right now, arguably, and this is such a hot take, but I'm going to spit it out.
Oh,
I
boy.
think this is a momentum map. I think this is the most momentum-based map that you can get. If you get a good start on T side, you're off to the races. But mark my words, if you have an iffy start, it's going to be an iffy half.
An interesting one. I actually don't know that I agree. I think if there's any momentum map, it's actually Vertigo.
Okay.
But I can see where you're coming from. I think that as a general rule, Counter-Strike is a momentum-based game. With the economy system the way it is, particularly if you're on the T side, you can really get your economy going. You can really be deadly. Remember, the potential for 4 buy rounds in a row is there. Essentially, as long as you are keeping your money healthy. So I think that kind of leads to a snowbally type scenario. But regardless, that can happen on Overpass. That's the sort of scary thing. Is this is slightly CT sided, but
It is.
You get your Overpass T side rolling, and suddenly you blink and you miss it. It's like 10-5 the other direction.
I've seen it. I've had the opportunity to cast a CSGO team, let alone it might just be open, a couple of seasons back. And Overpass, a map where, yeah, you can quite easily finish that sort of 12-3 half if you find the weakness in the armor. if you find it early on and you expose it to the daylight,
Yeah.
like a vampire to daylight, and just make them melt and keep pushing B, keep pushing A, whatever it may be. Also, to go back to my point of saying momentum, not just momentum based on rounds, I think on mental. If you have that T side where you're just getting wrecked, you go party, you go park, you go down through connector, there's someone there. You can get so tilted so early, and on this map, you've got to focus up. So many long angles, and a lot less chance for those kind of risky 50-50 peaks.
Yeah, and well, we are looking to come underway here as Overpass. Map number 1 is coming through. It's going to be Akron on the T side, whilst Missouri start out for the CT. It's a classic stack towards B, with early information being gained by the CTs. Unfortunately, that early info is a little bit misleading, as it's a late push for Akron up towards long.
Akron got here. I do like this first round. I do like this. The best chance you've got, right? Long distance USPs, maybe, but you've got the Glocks. You got so many bullets, and what have they got for you two? Not much. Got a smoke, got a molly. They've got a set plan, and that's how good things start. Saying that though, Missouri taking out one early. Taking
a double, yeah, Surf King. Coming up big here on the backside. It's Resistance on the site. He gets a fourth position, and with two players coming from two different directions, they're very much split in the positions. Yeah, and Missouri taking names, taking numbers, and shutting down everything. Enzo left alone for Akron. 1 versus 4. He's already got the first, so he needs an ace in order to clutch this up.
Not a big deal. Just pistol rounds. You know. Get the ace, man. Just get the ace. No ace. A 2K, though, in the frag race for Resistance CS. And Resistance is futile. As it's been said from Doctor Who. That's a out there statement. I haven't watched that in a long time. One in the bag for Missouri, and so it's a good way to get things going. For Akron, though, great momentum. Good push over at long at Park, but they just stopped, and like someone put a stick in the spokes.
You know, I was going to make a 1984 reference off the back of that, but I figured it might be too on the nose. So we're just going to walk away. If you know, you know. You know. That's all I'll say. Regardless of Missouri, I like this. You know, we've kind of gone away from this buy, haven't we? As of recently, but especially for the CTs, the full MP9s with one rifle to add on to it. But I really like this setup. I like the buy, and I like what they're doing, playing up close to that smoke. As soon as the smoke fades, they fall back and look for help. Really, really intelligent from Missouri on the anti-eco.
It continues. The wrath of Missouri CT side continues. 2 MP9 frags, racking up the cash, racking up a couple of frags, and a scout and 2 deegs to do the dirty deeds here for Akron. I don't really think it's going to yield much, though, to be honest. And yeah, chilling out in bathroom, MP9, feeling sublime. Okay, one with a scout, though.
Man, that looked so easy for Andrew, didn't it? As definitely is very solid with the weapon, but yeah, this seems like one of those. Just wait, and you'll see that this will not go his way. No scope? Oh, no need for a no scope when you got the headshot. That's the rifle going down. Again, players coming in from all directions, so this feels inevitable, but still, there it goes. Nearly hits the no scope. You saw what I saw. They got him at dicey, and the rifle is not recovered. So a little bit of economic damage is certainly being done by the Akron side there.
Economic, mental. He's a monster, man. He's looking so good already. His movement is superior. I think the best we've seen so far with the scout today. I want to see an up in his hand. See how good that's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Quick play hit.
Oh, Resistance. I like the flash. Nice little double, and they're lining up. Hey. How many can you get? Well, the answer is it doesn't matter. 2 for you, 2 for me. Surf King and Resistance teaming up. That dynamic duo. JR Nasty in the clutch. Now 1 versus 4.
This gun's following us around like a bad smell. It's the P250 again. It's here again, isn't it?
Oh,
I
boy.
mean, let's see if it gets frags, though. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt here. Go on, P2. I'm not going to treat it like the dualies. I'm going to give it some hope.
Hope. That's all there is.
There's one.
Well, there we go. Now, hope has turned into some reality. But again, no rifle recovered. So the one M4 going down means that Missouri a little bit worse for wear on the economy side, but overall they're looking okay. They've got 3 M4s, 2 MP9s, and what should realistically be enough to buy into the next round. I say that probably not actually. It'll be a bad buy next round if they lose this, Missouri. Yeah. Well done on the molly. Well done on the push. Well done on the frags, eh?
Well, not even going to get to see the molly. It will be Enzo that gets to see just a flicker of the flame. Almost at the end of the round. Not quite the end of the game, though. Still early days here for Akron. Slowly does it. Connector being thought about, having a poke and a prod, but number advantage already for Missouri.
Yeah, and you can see that Nat already has that AK as well collected. So what was an MP9, now a far more deadly weapon. Enzo still with control. And it looks like the rest of the team coming in to help him out. Nice movement from Enzo to not make any noise or sound cues on the drop. It's going to be information going to be gained. And Surf King might be dead.
Touchdown.
Yeah, there it is. 3 points for Enzo.
Nice. Love to see it. There is the flashes. Ringing out a monster. Resistance. Had a good one so far. I'm not going to say it again. But can he say it? He said it for me. Gets 2. Only 1 left now. And yeah, it's going to be a goose egg for the players left. And a goose egg still for Akron.
And Missouri with a nice little start to this one. I want to remind everybody that this is Akron's pick. Now, we are definitely nowhere close to the end of this game. Don't want to oversell things by any means, but this is definitely not the start that Akron were looking for on their T side. It'll be a 1 MP9 pulled back out. It's all pistols and a plethora of light armor to contend with. Not. Give him a more. He's taking those frags with ease.
It might just be an eco, and call me OCD or anally retentive with it, but if you're going through a connector, at least give it a jiggle. At least one player give it a jiggle, and off of that, 3 headshots, I want to say almost for free coming in for the MP9, and it's not just any weapon. That's an ATM, man. Look at their money. Look at that. Yeah. It's so rich.
Cash flow is strong. That's a quote right there. Give it a jiggle from Cup of Frag. Circa 2021. Love it. Flashbangs coming out. Panda coming in. Nade going through as Resistance takes the frag. Gives Surf Gang one as well. Low HP on the back end of that, but the nade misses its mark. Now it's just a bit of a duel. Everyone trying to find success, and it's actually Plasma Raider who finds 2 before Nat comes in to answer the call. Ooh, Andrew, show him how it's done.
Rang his belt. Like the lunch belt. Ooh. Get up, jump up on your feet. 2 versus 1. This could be a chance for Akron not to miss a beat, and it is going to be getting things going. JR Nasty finished things up with the op. And off they pop. University of Akron in the game.
What a turnaround, too, of that round. Remember, Akron were down by 3 players, only to win out. I think it was ultimately 2 versus 4. The timing worked out that way. It doesn't really matter. It was really quality. It was a fast B-head. Worked out initially, or didn't work out initially. Comes to fruition on the back end. So let's just run it again. They do just the same. This time the setup's a little bit different, though. There's a couple players who got aggressive over on the short area. It's Braden with the first frag, and it's all a bit of a ruse. The fake is there, but they know all about it. Missouri, they can rotate out.
Is Panda going to be the Kung Fu Panda? Going to need to be in this situation. leading the pack with that stiletto. Bit of swagger, and the swagger is going to continue here for Missouri. One frag. Can we see any more? No, just suppression over a garbage can, and that's a lot of damage inflicted, actually.
Damage done indeed. Andrew
Ooh.
trying to, and in fact,
Oh.
it's actually JR NACE who finds the frag. That was very solid. What a good timing, but a missed shot, JR. I thought he had it. Again, another opportunity that looked like it was on point, but just barely missed. Just 2 versus 2 now as Andrew finds these big frags on the re-entry. Brayden, who comes up for it, is Surf King around the backside, denies any opportunities for Akron. But that got a little bit dicey.
Definitely got a bit dicey. Sorry. I always get a bit mesmerized when I see a D-Law. When I see a Dragon Law up, my brain stops. I was...
Pretty scared. It's expensive. Money!
It's money! Money! Dollar signs! But also, true jokes aside, it speaks of experience. Hey, maybe someone just went on and purchased that off the market, but it's a contraband skin now. It's something you can't even get anymore. It says experience to me when I see a dealer. I say, oh, I see you. And I definitely see Missouri. We're 6-1 right now.
What you're saying is I should have held on to my my cobblestone cases. What I'm hearing.
Yes.
Would have been millions at this point, but
oh, don't get me started. I had an A1S night, and night my money. I sold it for 50% of what it was. GG.
This guy doesn't take economics, I can tell you that. But Missouri, they probably offer that, as to Akron, and well, hopefully one of these players, they are a little bit better than the two of us.
Please, hopefully.
Akron, on this round, have a disadvantage. Plasma Raider already down, courtesy of Money Mitch, who found that opening duel. Nice nade. Nat gets chonked for a big one. Down to 60.
Great, and just, clearing every single corner, taking no risks. This is great from Akron. It's a shame they're a 4 versus 5. I mean, there's a lot of damage inflicted, but if this was the 5 versus 5, their position's fantastic. So is Missouri's, though. This off angle of bathrooms, I think that might be the nail in the coffin. One off the feed. Oh, we can see any on the feed here. No, not yet.
This angle can be a deadly one. Oh,
Ooh.
a little bit of a bait. It was a smoke. He thought it was a flash. On site now. Gonna have to defend. Money Mitch. Got one. Make it a second. But his shots are not going to be on target enough to pick up more than just one. Old Andrew bites off a little more than he'd like to chew. But he's going to throw a molly and hold off for now.
Holding off bank. Bank's closed. Did you not know? Yep, the door slammed right in Brayden's face. And the clock and the AK crossfire. Not the most orthodox, but that'll do, Donkey. That'll do. That's 2 for the University at Akron.
That will do indeed. Akron kind of pulling out some very odd rounds. You know what I mean? Like it really doesn't feel like these should be working. The ones they've grabbed, it was a B rush, and then that Glock crossfire on a gun round. But hey, you do what you got to do, and look at what it's done. Missouri down towards the pistols. You got to save up, and look at Resistance. He's sub 1K. He's probably not going to be able to buy next, I would not imagine. So, not sure what the plan is, but the plan is unclear for Missouri. Akron trying to find these frags, and find them they will.
Frag or 2. Pick a pocket or 2. Akron trying to do what they can. Stay involved. And I said early on, right? If you keep engaged, and University, Akron, they're so engaged right now. They are so locked in. Yeah, sure, it's going to be like a half by a bit of a save here for Missouri. And yeah, they're going to hold on to the AK too. Smart choice, I think.
Very intelligent. And hey, this is an upgrade. Deagle for the CZ. Love to see that. Brayden just wants to hold. doesn't want to give that away. And that would be pretty brilliant on the save if he can keep this AK.
And up. Just trying to fish for a couple of frags on the exit. Kind of risky, Akron, doing that. Actually, I'll take it all back. They've got lots of money. So, a little bit risky, but they've gauged that risk already. No casualties even, keeping all the weapons and bolstering the finances even more. 4K plus for the majority. Akron on the comeback bus.
Speaking of bolstering finances, though, this, okay, well, I thought maybe off the back of that save, we might be seeing a Missouri buy, but actually, going to be another sort of half-purchase pistols in hand. That AK for Nat, who had a little bit of extra cash to put some head armor behind it. Still, interesting decisions, and Nat is this tip of the spear. He's taking names. Looking for one more. Does some damage to Andrew, but Andrew, he's like, dude, I don't want to fight that guy. He's taking off heads.
I don't want a free haircut. I already got mine, mate. Sorry. Good work from Enzo. And, you know, buys aside, these plays are much better here. Much, much better. A lot more put together, a lot less disjointed. Saying that, the wallbang Deagle is back, and the Deagle's separating through. What is this? What sort of round is this from Missouri?
No, that's Surf Gang's round is what that is from Missouri. 3 kills for the Deagle.
Come on.
Magical work. And the AK comes in for the final little bit of help. You can see what it's done. I mean, the economy, sure, it was fine, and it is okay, but look, they've pretty much invested everything that they've got into this buy of Akron.
Oh, that's daylight robbery. That is absolute daylight robbery. There's a pickpocket in amongst you while you're getting your groceries. Where's my wallet gone? It's gone into Missouri's pocket. That's where it has.
The guy behind you.
Look, but he's behind you. It's like being at the pantomime, be at the theater. Definitely. Did you check in? Did you empty your pockets?
That's right. Missouri caught, or rather not caught, I should say. Akron left reeling down to just a Deagle on the back of Andrew, that one player. But it's a AWP for JR Nasty and Co. As Nat going to be putting his AWP to work as well.
Bringing in the train. I love the use of that. I know there's a couple of portion of the community, I think it's for Ancient, for insertions, a couple of sound cues people are happy with. I think it adds to the mix. Added to the mix also, it's going to be a fast play. Akron taking that time out, using it well, checking every corner, checking every crevice. Not going to be enough though.
Oh, Braden winning his gunfight, as does Resistance. It's Andrew on the trade. 3-on-3. Are they ready for Resistance still down here? Or more aptly, is Braden ready? No, he is not. Now, Nade missing its mark. This is going to be a dicey peak, though, but it works out beautifully. They know now that both players are sitting here in the construction area.
No, you
but, I'm not sure what the reasoning here to fall back is. They're afraid that this could be an actual hit. They don't realize that the bomb's down. That's a frustrating position to be in. Oh, nice attempt from Nat, but it just misses its mark as well.
That could be the rounds. I mean, they've got the bomb. They're able to get it down, and there's a little bit of util. So the smoke goes out, but Nat knows what it's all about. Does he? It doesn't matter if he knows. Knowledge isn't enough. Knowledge is power, but the frags are going to be more powerful. Akron, timeout off the back of that, able to convert the round. Nothing, and I say nothing feels better in CSGO than that. Timeout, and you're like, you know what? We got this. We're still in this. 4 rounds on the board.
Big round to win as well. You look at what it's done to the Missouri economy. I mean, that is brutal. As sure, Surf Gang and Nat buy in a little bit. It's a Deagle for money match, but it's back to the 1900 loss bonus, and that's what really is going to hurt the most. Even if you buy next round, a couple players are going to be on the low side, including Resistance. Pushes coming in here towards A. It's a B stack, and open for business is A. Nobody home.
Optimus is there, and no one's next to him. No one's there to help. I'm going right down on truck, and we did see a fire eco from Missouri. We've seen a couple actually. Those Deagles doing spectacular things. I think it was situational. The situation looking under control. Spoke slightly too soon though. The trade coming through for Connector. One player gonna fall. Oh, there's that Deagle.
Deagle and the FAMAS coming in. This shot from the AWP.
Oh no!
No kit. So this is really not winnable, but still the damage being done is massive. Disgusting, you might say. As Braden gets... Oh, no, Braden does not get out alive. That's the AK gone, unfortunately, for Missouri, but they do have the money to buy back in, and it is a fantastic round for economic damage.
Yeah, I'm pulling a bit of a face. You can't see it off cam, but ooh, bit of a wince. That's a big hit. A big hit for Akron. Sure, they could buy in now, but for next round, look at that money. What money?
Oh, man, nice attempt from Nat. Can't contend with the close-up player. Takes the shots, and oh my goodness, the spray transfer! Plasma Raider! He's doing the deed.
Ooh.
2 frags for him, but 2 go the other way, and that's courtesy of these 2 players. Surf Gang finds another, and that's Plasma gone as well.
Hey, oh, nasty. Showed his tilt. Throwing the weapon in the air and says, well, that round was looking good. Not for long, though. Saying that, you got 5 rounds on T-sides. There's nothing to be tilted about. Keep that tilt at a low, if you will. Still plenty of time to go in this half. Get a couple more in the bag.
Indeed, so much time to work with. I say so much. I mean, there's a couple rounds.
It's a couple. There's a handful, right?
Yeah, a handful. I like that. Fantastic. A handful of rounds left. And with that, they're actually going to the site where there's really not a whole lot of players, and that's going to be Braden, who's the one defender. He does his job. He takes the first and gets traded back by JR. Now it's all on to Surf Gang and Resistance, the heroes of this round, if you will. They pulled it off the impossible, but there it goes. The quick scope. He's looking for more, but not going to get the opportunity.
15.
Yeah, time of the essence is... Surf Gang needed to commit to that, actually. That would have been the right decision. Now he's just made this way worse, hasn't he?
Oh, he's got the plant by Dice. He's got the op. And he's got util. What else do you need? And HP.
Well, it's Optimus the plan, but yes. Doesn't matter. Man, Surf Gang, I hate to give him crap because he really did pull this round back. This outrageous spray transfer really opened things up, but he needs to push that op there, especially after they know it's the op.
That quick scope.
You have to play it. Give him the opportunity to no scope you, but just know that you're gonna win that most of the time.
Was that deliberate opportunity?
Don't ask me. I mean, it's clearly a spray transfer, but man, that first bullet spray transfer accuracy, I don't know.
Spicy things, spicy times, even game. Super even game right now. The wallbang headshot coming through. Good for 2. Good for 2 coming in from Plasma. Again, he's been an absolute menace at Connector.
Plasma's just been the stalwart player here for Akron. Really been their bread and butter, if you will. Money Mitch all alone as we're looking to tie this game up 7-all. A kill or 2 really could be nice, but ultimately I think that's just going to be nice for Money Mitch's bank account more than anything. Or a saved AK. I'll take that too.
Go on, if you like. Throw it in. Throw it in the mix. Really impressed from that round from GR Nasty. That's right fresh in my brain. That's potential for a good BO3, a clutch Meister maybe. And there's more in the tank from Akron, who, let's just remind you, they were getting kicked, and they were down. I think it was 6-2 at a point in this half.
That it was 5-1 as well. So a 7-all score line, not at all shabby for Akron. Missouri, out the back of the AK, going to be able to get a pretty reasonable buy. In fact, an AWP comes out for Nat. He's had some limited success, though. So really want to see Nat get involved here somehow. Darren Nasty, who's also having that AWP, looking down the barrel towards Connector. Surf Gang, he's been a fantastic player thus far, and he opens things up there on to his opponent once more.
Plasma once more sticking to him like glue, and he's not through. He's got 2. This is such a good play. Over and over, time and time again. 2 frags, 2 frags, 2 frags. Talk about impact frags, Vincent.
Impact, yes. Plasma Raider again and again doing the job.
I was going to say earlier on, he's a bit of a raid boss, and I didn't even realize and take into account his name, but yeah, by name and by nature, he is doing his team so much justice with these plays.
That is a nade stopping a push immediately in its tracks. Nicely done, and the flash, good for a hold as well. That's for the cavalry to come, and that's going to be Surf Gang with the frag. Coming back in for help. Coming around. Don't know if they know, but the bomb is down. Nice spam. Plasma down by a bit. Ichi connects it. I didn't know with the shot. It's only on to Plasma, and he's got to do it all alone. Ace clutch would be necessary.
15 seconds. I don't think the frags are the problem. I think time's the problem for him here. He's going to get 2 versus 1. The double peak is going to seal a 1-round lead kind of deal for Missouri. From how things started to how they ended in that half, Missouri probably scratching their heads a bit as they close out half number 1.
A little bit, yeah. I think that they're probably not too happy with the outcome here. But they've kept the lead coming into halftime, and I think that's probably a-okay. That said, Akron, like you said, over the moon, more than likely to pull off that sort of comeback. The push, though, now for Missouri as they head in towards the fountain. One player close by. Sorry, my apologies. That's not close by. It's Plasma Raider on the far side. Give him one. Make him. Ooh, there it is. The crossfire. Plasma Panda. Name a more iconic duo.
Oosp. Oh, man. So many juicy 1-taps. Popping those heads like a blueberry. And brain just splattered all over party. Need to clean up at this park. It was perhaps a little bit. It's a blueberry, though. It's fine. Everyone likes blueberries.
That's true. Oh, man. But Resistance, he's not liking this. He hates it, in fact. Worst case scenario. 1v4. And he's got a Glock in his hand. Now, granted, the Glock's on pistol round. You know, some people prefer them. You peek into 3 players, and eventually you're going to go down, and that's what happens.
Forgive me, PG-13 for the commentary there. I'll keep those. It's fruit okay. I know that blueberries are good, but I'll watch it.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Blueberry's good. A little on the graphic side, but hey, it's all right.
Paint the picture, man.
That's right. Well, let me paint you a picture here. It's 8-8. And Missouri are looking down the barrel of their first loss of lead in this game.
Great point. Fantastic point. Glocks stand between them and losing that lead. Probably not the best feel. 99-9. No one likes that. MP9s. Whoa. That's what it's all about. That's the kind of 9s I'm talking about.
I mean, this, you could find a 99-9 here, too.
It's true. It's a viable thought, but less likely. Especially if you got your pre-fire on, baby, and the pre-fire headshot, as the French may say.
There you go.
9-8 for Akron, and there's that lead. First time lead. Good vibes.
There you go. Akron turning it around. They got to be loving it. But Missouri, quick save, and they're back. Just AKs, but that's okay. That Molly going to hold them off. At least from pushing in towards Fountain. It's going to be smoked shortly thereafter. But it allows for JR Nasty to get entry in towards Connector.
Yup. Getting out squeaky. Backs out a dodge. Has an inkling. I think they're going con, and I don't know what to do with it. Can't blame him, but that's a boo-boo that's going to cost a lot. That's an AK down.
That's a Panda, and oh, okay, Panda. That is a bit reckless, maybe the word I'd use, but recovering on the gun, able to come back for more, even. Wow, Panda with 3.
Dear.
He shouldn't have gotten really but 1 there, and that is a nice cleanup. Akron, as this time wears on, they look better and better on their map pick.
To be completely fair, why would you expect a CT to be that aggro? You wouldn't. Even the kind of round it was, where they're doing some farming, you wouldn't expect that kind of aggression that quickly, and it caught completely off guard. As designed, as said on the strat box. 2 rounds now for Akron, and that's in the lead. They were being led along, they're being strung along for the entire first half. They're playing kiss chase with Missouri, and the kiss of death being issued by them now.
MVP now in the hands of JR. He's got 1 and 2, but the Deagles and the spam are deadly, as it does indeed equalize things, and an op recovered. This is a not great position to put your opponents in if you're Akron, especially not on an eco. So an AK and an op plus the Deagle are now a far deadly trio. And they're headed up in towards this A side. Andrew taking 1 fight, gonna have to fall back. Just needs to stay alive.
Seconds, so much time. Sound cues, really crucial when it comes to construction. Up in the bogs, the mud, the squelch, heard by Panda. He knows there's at least 1 there, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what he knows.
Some unfortunate timing, I think, for Panda just in general, but man, Resistance, good to know exactly what to do. You know, that head just barely visible. All you got to do is aim a little bit lower.
Boost.
Oh, this is good, and what a shot.
Ooh.
That's just the Deagle. The Deagle's the only one to fall. AK and op to defend. Oh, and they have a Molly. They have a Molly, Papa.
Molly's down. Is it going to be enough to win this round? And it's not going to be. It's not. The 2 versus 1. Or, excuse me, the 3 versus 2 with that boost converted to the 2 versus 2. Akron completely earned that. That's not a coincidence. That is complete outplay with that boost. Look at this. I think it's a 1-tap too. Let's have a look. Ha.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know what else, though, to add here? The lack of armor. That's another thing that really hurts Missouri. But yeah, Akron need to get credit where it's due. That's a bit of a whiff. 2 smokes, 1 Molly, not the numbers you're looking for. This is going to be the boost that you're looking for. Blinds himself and Resistance. The only thing he's going to be resisting is the inevitable sleep of death.
The RoboCop arrest. Someone's under cardiac arrest. That's to the side of Missouri. Op still in play though, and I'm highlighting that. It's overpass, longer angles. If you've still got an op in play, you can make the only play that matters for the entire round. We saw it in that first half, coming from JR Nasty.
Speaking of him,
Gonna be the same.
He nearly gave an op kill away, and oh, this could be the equalizer. No, Plasma Raider Should have known better. He's got one,
Timing.
but not another. It's Nat 20 gaining ground. Op in hand.
Ooh.
JR Nazi on the follow-up. That op's now down.
Show hands, lad.
Okay, now he knows where both players are. What a nice nade. JR Nasty's just had a fantastic round. Everything from the jump spot to the shots to the triple kill to the HE at the end, all perfect to allow for Akron to pick up that round.
And I didn't even realize it was him in charge of that boost of the op. I should have known, and I mentioned I'll just give him that plug of his first half performance. It continues. That flick. Chef's kiss. The feature item on the menu is JR Nasty right now for Akron.
Absolutely is. Molly comes out this time to deny entry on short. This is going to be met with the smoke grenade, but an AWP and a nice shot. Akron are unstoppable. And JR both getting shots down range. That would have been disgusting if he somehow found that on the run, but not to be.
It's not a run and gun weapon. I don't know if he's been informed. PSA.
Anything's running gun if you're brave enough, Kappa.
Facts. You don't know till you try it.
Listen,
I think,
Kenny S made it look like a running gun weapon.
It's true. In his heyday.
Yeah.
It's a documentary on him I've got to watch. Actually, the rise and the fall of Kenny S. But we're looking for the rise of players here. And I'm going to talk about the rise. It's Akron. I think that's going to be my nickname for them. They've been getting these really, really greasy early round picks. And it puts Missouri at a standstill.
Well, they've been everywhere. I mean, really, the only place I actually haven't seen them is here at Long. But they've been in bathrooms.
Yet.
They've been at Short. Yeah, yet. Exactly. They've been pushing up Monster, right? Everything's happened. They push Connect. So, it's just a matter of forcing Missouri to peek all the angles that they have to. And Andrew on the entry. Make it a double just for good measure. Plasma Raider was there just in case things got tough, but they did not. And I can't believe it, but 5 rounds in a row. Akron, I mean, they just keep dominating.
They do, man. They most certainly do. Andrew, good for not just one, buy one, get one free. He picks up a second. They weren't free at all. There was an expense at that, and that's skill. He exercised a lot of skill. This little bounce of the smoke right off the railway. JR Nasty back over at the park peak. Didn't catch anything, but hopefully he heard the stomp on the feet. They went through playgrounds. I don't think he heard it.
No, I don't think so. Now Plasma's ready. Free fire gives him a frag, but not before he's taken out. This is good on the push. The rotations are coming, but they're a little on the slower side. Flashbang over.
Nice pop flash. Love to see it. Talked of good util, yeah. Had a lot of util here. The early round smokes, the retake flashes. Are there going to be any smokes? Any firemen on site here for Missouri, though? Or excuse me, for Akron.
Oh, the biggest issue here is that they only have to trade Missouri. And now there's resistance with the frag. So already doing one, but there's one better. Panda equalizes. Resistance still here at Long, and that means that things are even worse. They're going to maybe do this. They got the opportunity, and what a nice shot by Surf. Are they just sticking the defuse? No! Panda jumps right into it. Surf King with the big clutch.
Great flicks, man. Great flicks under pressure, too. Someone was diffusing actively while both those frags were happening. He knows. Knowledge. He's gained and Surf's like, I've got to hit both of these. I can't miss these, and swinging in, jumping in. Not going to be enough to close that one out. Missouri edging closer to double figures. Money being bled out a little bit for Akron, but still, even if they would take the ult, they could get a full buy for next round. At least 3 players.
That's said, I mean, for winning 5 rounds in a row, or 6 rounds in a row, actually, their money's pretty garbaggio, if you ask me. So it's been good for Missouri to actually do lots of economic damage throughout their run. That said, attempting that little boost, you gotta go backwards just a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. But ultimately, Akron give up on the idea. Would have been cheeky, would have been good. But speaking of cheeky and not so good for Missouri, this push to the backside by Andrew.
Plasma. T-side, CT, it's all the same to this guy. Doesn't care. I'm going to get these around picks, and you're going to have no say if it going any other way. Good flank as well from Andrew, but that's a sitter miss. That doesn't feel good.
Still winnable for Missouri. Only one player down on either side, so I like this. Not setting up a fake at A. Going to end up being a B hit, but you can see what it's done. A players 2, B players 1, and that B player's very passive. Just jump spotting on its end zone, takes a swing, pays for it with his life.
Look at the flame in sight. Get the knowledge that one's in there, not to get a fright. The spray through the smoke might have even come off the knowledge of that incendiary. Good for 1. Number advantage is the 3 versus 2.
Resistance is the key. Gonna have to take this duel at some point. Want to swing with them. Not looking the right direction, but Resistance still has the kill. NACE just trade with the op, but I think that is his cue to get the heck out of Dodge, because, man, trying to retake that with the bomb tick as far as it was.
Oh!
Not ideal, but patience is a virtue. NACE is virtuous indeed.
Get me an evac. Get me out, please. Able to mosey on down to bank, hang out, and it's open again. Operation hours once more. What's that money looking like? You were just talking of low income.
What a turnaround that was. Oh.
So unfortunate, that one.
Yeah. Well, you said it. They do have enough to get a pretty decent buyout. Do Akron. This is Missouri's time to shine. This is where they can make the turnaround. It's a straight up B push. B rush, in fact. Raiden with 1. Traded back. Panda and Enzo both have frags. Gonna be in smoke to allow for him to get back out. But who says Braden before Panda comes back in for more? Asma Raider on the back side. He's got that frag, and he's got a follow up as well. Matt left alone here. 1 on 3 in low HP.
16 HP. Is it a dream? Are we actually seeing the victory? Nope, just a pipe dream for this one. Doubles achieved for Missouri. But it's going only one direction, and that's the Akron direction. Weapons still being cycled in, being cycled out. Couple of drops. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's what it's all about here. I think barely they're going to get a buy. So, okay, you know what? Considering how the pennies were, they've got 3 rifles and an op together. That's not too bad.
Well, let's talk the buy on the other side here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Missouri, this is looking deadly. They have to save, which means that they're giving 15 away for free. Plasma Raiders pushing W again. Who would have thunk? Can't believe that's happened. Nice flashbang allows for Enzo to get the spray down.
Goodness.
Fantastic. JR repositions for the final frag with the AWP.
Clean up on L3. No. There's a clean up on B. Get the cleanup crew in there. Make it look brand new. And we're not quite through. Match point here for Akron. Missouri don't want to let go. And not letting go by any means yet. Ops in play.
Well, that said, it's going to have to be some magical work. And oh, here we go again. That's a miss flash. Not going to matter. Andrew still plenty aware. Yeah, and he saw everyone. The Plasma Raider comes back through. This is good trades. I thought As then I look down, it's Akron with the advantage. I was just kidding. Matt and Money Mitch left alone. 2-on-3, winnable, sure. But they have to win this to continue in this map, and they're split up, Kappa.
Money Mitch better be printing bills himself. That's the kind of swagger that we need for this one. Enzo gets one. It's a 2 versus 1. Low HP here for Money Mitch. I'm talking real low. 22 low. Is that enough to give this 2 versus 1 clutch for the first of his best 3 a go?
I have to see. Molotov. That can only come from one direction. So he knows where at least one player's at. He's positioned himself relatively well. The problem is you're always going to be exposed from multiple angles, and that's what Panda takes advantage of. It's all over. Akron with the big victory here. Taking their map after a slow start. 16-10. As we are definitely going to be headed towards Inferno with a Missouri ready to take some names, you know? I mean, that's the reality. They started out so strong, couple, but it just fell away. What was the change? What happened for Akron that allowed them to come back in, turn a 6-2 score to an 8-7 half?
If I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, I do believe there was a timeout. I do believe there was a timeout after they were 6-2 down, and that's when things changed. I think it was maybe just a reasserting I'm thinking, because I'm literally trying to think back in time to see what happened, because it was such a pace change. It was a memorable moment of where all of a sudden they found the W key, and Plasma found Plasma's stride and did Plasma things all half long. 2 frags, non-stop doubles, and if that's something that's happening and you don't have a response to it, that's a wrap, man. And I think that's all that we need to say for first half, and the second half. Enough from what you saw there too. Same kind of tone.
Well, let's see if that tone could change as we get ready for map number 2. We're going to be headed there just after this break. We'll see you then. Howdy, folks, and welcome back to our second series of the day for the CSGO division of the NACE Starleague. Week number 5 underway. It's Akron in Missouri, with Akron taking the first map of our series, Vincent Castle, alongside of Cup of Frag. With that being said, though, I want to give everyone a reminder that speaking of CSGO, CSL Esports and Prize Picks are running a $25,000 collegiate tournament later this month. All right. Registration is open right now. You can head over to cslesports.com for more details. You see the dates right in front of you, October 23rd, 24th, and then playoffs the 30th and 31st. It's going to be a great time. cslesports.com to sign up and get more details. Make sure you go do that as quickly as possible because you don't want to miss it. With that being said, we are continuing here with our fantastic series, and Kappa, you and I were having a bit of a discussion over over the break. Why don't you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, definitely get in for October. You're silly if you don't. Don't be silly. Get in. Got to be in it to win it. From that to this, yeah, Akron, underdog story by a little bit here. And we talked of pre-game of some experience from Missouri. And Akron, well, they took the map pick, sure, but fighting from on the statistically speaking on paper, somewhere they shouldn't have been. So for map number 2, going into Missouri's map pick, do you think we're going to see a change in pace and maybe a little bit more dominance from the team?
Hard to say, really. I'd like to think their map pick, their map win, right? That's my gut feeling. That's obviously, this is the way Counter-Strike's supposed to work, isn't it, Kappa? You pick your map, you win your map. But we've seen earlier today that's just not always the case. Sometimes the other team is too overwhelming. That doesn't really feel like what we were seeing on the prior map. That being said, anything's possible. Anything is possible. Akron can come out, fighting hard. And the other thing that I want to mention, looking back at everything, I think, there's one player in particular who has that additional experience. The rest of Missouri are fairly in line, maybe slightly higher pace than most of Akron. So what I initially thought might be a pretty large differential, I think is maybe a little bit less big, So anything's possible. Kappa, we're getting ready to go back into game, and I'm ready to get started. And with that, we are coming back for Inferno. Your opinion as we get under to this pistol round, is this going to be a Missouri comeback, or is Akron taking this into?
I think Akron are taking it into. I think Missouri maybe a bit psyched out by that. I know I would be on paper. If you look at it, you're like, oh, guys, come on, guys, see, we're better than them statistically. And then you get bamboozled in your first of BO3. Your mental, not going to be down and out, but it's definitely going to be down a little bit. Sure, but mentality, probably strong in these teams. And let's see what this second has to offer. Aggressive start here from Missouri. T-Apps to see T-Apps all over the joint.
All over indeed, but it's a good call. Missouri... Rather, Akron, my apologies on the defense. They really have done a good job. And whoa, what a fantastic shot from Enzo. Give him more. Panda is good for another. Make it 2. And there is the third for him. 1 versus 2. Oh, that shot would have been nasty. But it is Braden to trade 1 versus 1 now.
Wow.
And I don't know what happened to Braden's mouse, but he hit something and he is sad about it.
Bigger mouse, Matt. Higher sense,
whatever.
Whatever it may be, we don't care the excuses. We just care where that victory has gone. Akron took map number 1 and taking pistol of map number 2.
Internet, that's his excuse. That's a fair excuse too, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's one that you could actually give the nod and say, yeah, I've been there. I've experienced that.
Tough luck. Part of the game, though. Is there we go. It's a bit of a hail of bullets. That's what I like to call.
Sneaky beaky.
Ooh, Matt, nice shot. You get a little bit of damage done, but emphasis on the little bit. As mostly gonna be farming up some cash for Akron.
I expect a bonus round again coming in from Akron. They're like, okay, we melted him there. Wasn't really too much resistance. Do you want to play for it? Do you not? The question's being asked. M4 coming in, and a couple of SMGs are going to be checking in as well. So still looking to farm some cash, aren't they?
Is that an MP7? Didn't know that
Very
gun
rare you see that.
still existed, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have fooled me. Plasma Raider trying to fool everyone, and Panda has the help. Everyone coming in for
the
big. It's a
rotation.
banana push, and oh my goodness, Akron, they've turned this around. What a fantastic push on the bonus round. That's exactly the round you want to make these moves, and they've just made everything work. Plasma Raider, give him another for good measure. Give him an AK to add on insult to injury. The triple kill from
Beautiful.
Plasma Raider.
From a second map, sorry, from a first map to a second was lost for words. Plasma, steady as you come. 5-0. Lots of frags from both Panda and from the Plasma. The two Ps, capital Ps at that, doing real big things and getting the rifles going now as well. Still, JR Nasty with the MP7. He is the upper and obviously saving for that op.
Well, and you add on to that, the AKs.
Oh, look at that spray!
Oh, it's nasty, isn't it? Through the smoke. So much damage being done. And there's Andrew taking the names and putting them in the grave. It's only Money Mitch, who's got low money in his pocket. Got a couple kills, but is going to quickly be dispatched. And Enzo, just a nice little tap to the face. That's a love tap for everyone wondering.
That's a tap of, you know what, you just stole my frag, and I rotated all the way. For what? For what? Why did you panic? Why did you yell the comms?
Or what?
It's like a speed run. What is this, man? This is a speed run so far. 4-0.
I mean, I can't believe it. It's listen, okay, it's early. It's early, we'll say that. Nice tag by JR. Was indeed a nasty peek and pick. And oh my goodness, that's just an airstrike down towards the banana. Multiple players going down by 30 or more. As Missouri, they have been dealing with a lot. They deal with Andrew now.
These sandbags.
But it's not enough. Good trades onto the site do indeed allow for Missouri entry.
The incendiary round is gone. The nade in this round too. The frags ringing through. The headshots coming in. And it's back to a 2-on-2. Akron, nade is purple. The bomb's down.
They're so split. Look at how split they are, Missouri. And look how low Nat is as well. This is a frustrating position for sure. But Panda, unbeknownst to them, kind of has to make a move quickly. Reason being is because, well, if you let them group back up, then you're obviously allowing for a whole lot of options. Gonna grab the AK?
Yeah, the sound's heard though. I think that's going to be the telltale there.
No way. No way.
Sound cues, man. They just waited. They waited super patiently. You talked of a number advantage, but that wasn't enough for Missouri. They've had a tough start. They're not taking any chances, and I've got nothing but respect for that play. Good patience and executing that first round. 4-1.
Oh man, Missouri really did bring that one back from the brink of disaster. But hey, victories are victories. We take those. Akron gonna have to go down a little bit on the buy. Granted, they were up, 4-0, but it doesn't net you that much in the way of economy if you're a CT player. So,
Run it back a sec. Did you just see that incendiary? That was like a napalm strike, bro. What was that?
He's just laid down fire. I thought we were playing Call of Duty for a moment.
It's a Vietnam napalm strike coming in. So much damage. And again, incendiary, nade, incendiary. So many crazy nades. Utility. I talked of overpass being important. I'll take it all back. You're right. Inferno. It's the utility master here.
You've come to my side. I understand. I do indeed. But speaking of utility, the lack thereof that Akron has left is going to be a problem. And Missouri sitting on theirs for the time being is certainly good. Jitter peaks from Enzo. Gonna try and allow for Andrew a opportunity. See if that goes well. He's just trying to bait them out. Let them know, hey, somebody's here. Don't check your close corner. That's unnecessary. Here it comes. Nice check by the Matt himself. But Enzo on the double.
Headshot.
Double on the return. JR up top is gone. There's Plasma. Oh, Plasma. He denies the plant. Massive from Plasma Raider. He's got the double. And it's Plasma Raider from Akron to continue being the difference maker.
Raid boss. Raid boss indeed. Plasma. So OP with those picks. I talked of impact frags over and over pass. It's happening again. It's like deja vu.
I mean, I certainly feel like we've been in this place before. As, well, here we go again. Fast push. It's lots of damage being done. Nade goes back from Andrew. That one gonna miss its mark because the mollies are so effective. Resistance and not down
brutal.
bad.
Feels bad, man. Like, a minute 30's barely gone, and the amount of damage inflicted on Missouri, it's got to be at least 100 to 150 every single round. Like, that's liquid strats right there.
Well, right now, feels like Akron are liquid. Oh, give him two! JR Nasty with the twofer as that collateral comes in. Missouri can't catch a darn break, can they? As JR somehow slithers away into the backside of the site. Skull onto Braden now, Cuppa.
Oh, man. Braden has the howl, but he's going to be just yelping like a hurt puppy. And yeah, 6-1, 2 players are going to see it through. It's over and done. That collat, that's the game changer, or round changer right there. Look at this. I'm Coffins. Boom.
Hey, Matt, buddy Mitch,
One
you
more.
guys thought you had lives? No, you were dead. You were dead the whole darn time.
Lights out.
See you later. Akron, big victory. It's guns back for Missouri. They gotta do it now. Jitter peek. Nat. Patience is key. And he's got the frag.
Need to see some more on that. And Matt number 1, Matt number 2 is fine. We forgive you. Step right up right now. 5 versus 4. Haven't seen too many of these power positions in the form of numbers here for Missouri. But bigger question, what can they do with it?
Indeed. A fantastic question. I'm glad you asked because Missouri, they've really not had this very often at all, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know if it's at all. I don't want to be as bold to say, but now you mentioned it, I don't think so. I think this is the first time, at least in this half on this map, that we've seen them in the number control situation. But as you see, and as you were just hinting towards, they're not really going anywhere. They're delaying.
Indeed, they are. Passive approach to defense, though, from Akron. Normally, they've been very aggressive, but this time, it's Andrew who's boosted, and this could be a really deadly scenario because Enzo's ready to swing this angle at any moment. EWP
nasty.
connects for one. JR looking for another, but it's going to be the push. Do they get ready? In fact, they spotted out. Andrew drops down. No smoke. Why is there no smoke? That's a big problem. Andrew does fall, but they don't know Enzo's still here. Ready and kicking, but oh no, the team kill!
Oh, not again. Not another TK. I'm just talking the entirety of today. You've seen a couple of those, but that one's probably the most crucial. JR Nasty, infamous Opper in this BO3, and he's going to get himself another 3 in the second. Whew.
Oh my goodness.
It's tragic.
Yeah, tragic is a good word. I think that Missouri, they just have had some good opportunities, right? But it's either Akron making key plays at the key moments. or it's a key unfortunate scenario and or mistake from Missouri. Call the TK a mistake, call it unfortunate. I don't care. He was lined up. He was going for the frag. I mean, you have to take the shot, right? But at the same time, you gotta not line up. You know, that's the reality. So, Akron taking advantage of what is a very difficult scenario. Ooh, that AWP, it's caught out. JR's done and dusted. Resistance helping out big time.
Library. Gotta be quiet. That's exactly what Panda's doing. Poised and ready. Timing is going to be everything for this peak. Not able to get one for Panda. Number disadvantage. Already a thin. Money. Even though they got rounds, the money for Akron, look at that. It's garbage.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, think about how many clutch moments there's been. How many, scenarios where it's
7.
Ridiculous moments. So it doesn't really surprise me to see that Money's is poor, and with that player going down, Plasma Raider, it's just another unfortunate scenario where less money game. But hey, that's an op. Enzo's liking that. Indeed. Nicely found.
Enzo, back to the books, and Missouri, back to the strat book. Flick over another page. What more strats have they got to offer? A lot of util for Missouri as well. We haven't seen that too often, where they've got that fully bolstered economy to have the rifles and the util. Op in the mix as well. Op recovered for Akron. If it gets the early pick, I think that could be it. And the flick not going to hit here for Plasma.
Nope. Missing its mark. Plasma, though, trying desperately to shoot through. And Nat has the timing. Recovery of the AWP has been successful. JR with it now. Gonna go back towards Coffin. We've seen him do magical work from that angle before, but this time it's unfortunately going to be a little less successful as he falls back. Just wants to get an exit or two, maybe.
JR nasty. Just holding back in church. Construction. Having a hum and a heart. A thought of what they can do here. Just a couple of weapon retrieval will probably be the best thing, truth be. 2 picks for JR. Not looking too shabby at all. Make that 3. Make that 4. Can we see an exit ace? Go on, JR. Feed my thrill. The frag thrill. Nah, the bomb's going to take him out. But regardless, JR nasty. Filthy gorgeous.
Well, it certainly does do as much damage as possible to Missouri. And they keep the AWP as well. So, sure, Akron can't buy. But, well, I guess that's probably best case scenario when you lose the round. You know? You keep the op. You get all 5 players down. And you do that again. I mean, Missouri going to be on the struggle bus here to buy into the next round.
Yeah, you keep the up, and you make all the any players, all the bodies are going to drop. Not what they're expecting. How to fully invest across the board into this round, and just looking at Nat, gets an op, sure. 150 in the bank though, so if you're not able to frag in this round, well, you're back on the save.
Well, and frag's not even going to matter that much. Only $100 the kill bonus.
No.
Oh,
I don't think he saw.
This time he does. Second time's the charm, but JR nasty. Lines him up, knocks him down. Money Mitch gone. And wow, yeah, that's a fantastic peek. I mean, also the read from that to just know he's playing close. You could have been in pit already. You never know. But man, what a fantastic shot. Andrew gonna return the fire. Does take down another, but the bomb gonna be planted down easily on towards B as another save for this op. How many times can you save this op? We're playing hot potato with this thing.
Yeah, this is definitely the hot property, the server, isn't it? It's paying dividends though. It's doing big things almost every round. It's started to simmer down a little bit. The fire has almost been extinguished. That JR Nasty fire is what I'm talking about. And these rounds starting to come in from Missouri. And not just rounds, guns too. They've got some guns to take away.
Indeed. I don't think Panda's going to want to give any opportunities, and no, he does not. Missouri, they take a couple rounds in a row. Big comeback here for Missouri, considering where they were just 2 or 3 rounds ago. That said, the Akron reset is over, and the guns are back out. EWP in particular, JR's got that, and all of the M4s.
M4s galore. A4, which you don't see too much anymore. More of the A1S. Only one A1S for them to caress in this matchup. And the op in play as well. Of course.
I like
JR
it.
Nasty's hands.
I'm an A4 fan. I've been an A4 guy ever since 2012, 2013. So
Same, bro. I'm definitely on the fan train, the fan bus for all the A4s. Now, though, bit of a not so much the hot commodity, is it? That damage in that A1S, it's uncontested.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's quality. Cannot argue with the numbers. Speaking of numbers, JR's miscalculated his. As the trigonometry not in the right direction. And very well done. Money Mitch, you got to give respect over to Missouri for really checking all those angles. It so easily can go overlooked, and no, not when it comes to him.
If Panda can go unspotted at Hay, I think he'll be good for the push. And saying that, they're not going to go into his greasy mitts. They're working arches. They're working mid. Maybe Panda could do something special here.
Opportunities do indeed abound. They line up looking for the double. Big frag. Pulling out the pistol with the pistol with the frag as well. Huge shots come his way. 2 versus 2. Panda has equalized.
Not where Missouri want to be in a 2 versus 2. They had this round in their hands and it slipped through. And that flick from Nat as well. Recovery coming in. And Nat is going to double down at that last portion. 4 frags for Nat. You said Nat need to step up. Step right up.
What were you saying about the P250 earlier?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. I saw that in the feed and I just left it blank because you know what? It did the job. Nat's hands gonna be that special touch.
Yeah, well, he certainly did have the right touch there. Nice little double tap. And sure, you're right. You were fair in saying not quite the dominant force it used to be, but certainly an effective weapon, especially as the follow-up to an AWP. Though the Deagle is one of a kind. And 1 shot, 1 kill in the right hands. Those hands are hot and heavy. As Akron take some shots, take some names.
Looks like Akron aren't even going to be going for this. This might be going for a couple of frags, seeing what they can do. Having a peek, and I spoke too soon. They're going to flood. They're going to rush the boss.
Oh no!
Not this round.
The old Deagle spam, and he just smacks up into the volley too. The worst way to go for Matt. It's Akron with the defuse. The Deagles went out, and it's 8-5.
My head is in my hands, my friends. That is so unlucky. I say it's unlucky. That was a great play from Akron, let's be honest. The kind of surge in the push, you were giving Missouri kudos earlier in this round for, I believe it was Nat with that aggro play over towards Grandma's house and quad. But the counter, the anti-strat coming from Akron, caught them completely off guard, rush up A main, and Bob's your uncle. Bish bash bosh.
There we go. We've got all the cup of phrases out. And with that, Akron, they're looking to contest this half. They've already connected the victory here, but they want a 10-5. Or I mean, that would be their best case scenario. Oh, give him give him just a sliver. He's gonna take an entire mile. Andrew with a nice little reaction frag to connect Akron with the advantage.
Radom. Seen this all too often this half, and I gave them flack early on, and they've gone back to their old ways where the vigorous plays were working for Missouri. Going for these slow plays just doesn't work. It doesn't work against a play like Andrew, like a play like JR Nasty.
It could, but you gotta use your utility, and they're not doing any of that. Enzo allowed to grab that frag by Andrew's fantastic flashbang. That's what Missouri aren't doing, and when Akron do that but better, they're just left out in the open.
I love it when you slap me with facts like that, because you're very right. The util combination with these pushes hasn't been synchronized. It's slightly off timing, and because of that, Akron will take those all day.
Yeah, and with this, I mean, it's 2 versus 5. We've seen things crazier happen. A great flash from Panda. Miles for time to regroup. AWP on the site, allowing JR Nasty to connect. No scope? No need. Panda has the frag.
No scope, no problem. Yeah, I was hoping it'd be like a Kenny S moment there from JR Nasty. From the backside, from the Kenny S spot, but we weren't gifted any of those, unfortunate. Good shots, though, from Andrew. And yeah, you said it. You hit the nail right on the head. That's the missing piece. Missouri getting around. They've done some really good things over on A, but especially when it comes to B. Not only do you need the smoke to cover tree and wall, you also need to get those flashes, get the mollies raining in. You've got to do something else. You can't just dry peek B. It never ends well.
Yeah, and speaking of utility, I want to go through what this take from Akron just enabled, right? Yes, Matt winning the duel, great, but it was a smoke to hold off any sort of molly. As oh my goodness, Plasma Raider, how does he get away with these things? He just gets away for free. And Panda missing some shots does allow the re-entry. AWP now ready to go. Plasma Raider.
Plasma, he's so aware. He's so aware, and beware. 4K. For Plasma.
I cannot believe it.
GH. That's that.
I mean, I said they'd love the 10-5 hat. They've got it. But what I was saying there before things went crazy is that everything was put into JR Nasty peeking that. He lost the duel. Fair enough, it happens, right? But it was a smoke early on, thrown by Enzo in order to give him the opportunity to put out the molly. Yeah, this spray on the, I mean, it's like a walking spray too. Outrageous. And that's why I'll always have the A4.
No, man, that's exactly it. A bit more bullets, and you know, I just like the way it shoots. I like the spray pattern of the A4. The A1S. I'm that guy that's I think we saw last map over an overpass. Oh, love it. 300. Cheap as chips, and doesn't matter how cheap it is. Cheap isn't always the best option. Quality not always going to be delivered by those dualies. What's your opinion of dualies? Tell me. Spit it.
Garbage, trash can, literally the worst.
Okay, well, I did have a dually skin, but I'm not giving it to you now. You just barred yourself from that. The P250. This is why I don't like it. This is why you're saying that though. A P2 does pick up that frag. JR Nasty to better the other P2.
Well, let's see what Andrew can do. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, at least for the time being.
Go on, son. Go on, son.
I mean, they're great for low HP players, and that's all that there is.
Okay.
All he needs is one bullet, and they are a wide berth of bullets hailing in. That dualie's working well, at least against the low health players. Working out, I guess. Either way, though, yeah, I don't know. The problem is they're just not accurate.
You know, I think I've got a theory for the dualies, and this is the most like out of the box piece of advice I've ever given. But the dualies, more bullets the merrier. If you're not shooting all 30 at the one target, you're doing it wrong. I think that's how you got to treat the dualies.
I mean, okay, you had me until at the same target. That was where you lost me.
You know, on an eco, it maybe is feasible, right? But yeah, in general play, the dualies such a non-desirable weapon to have. Outside a pistol round, Mac 10. real good for farming, though.
Yeah, by the way, small note there from Plasma is Nat's going to come around the corner. Does he find both? Yes!
Ooh.
That's a double. That 5-7 put to work. 2 players down, 3 coming around the corner. Matt with the frag. Muddy Mitch trying for more. Not going to have it. But one note to make there. Faking the reload. That's what Plasma Raider was doing. It faked, hit with the fake reload, caused the push. Comes up with the frag. Big moment to mention just because it is a good strategy. But Enzo is up close and personal.
Timing, trigger discipline. This is beautiful. Enzo doing an Enzo on his BMX at the same time while playing the game. Maybe even a mobile device. Maybe even with an Xbox controller for how well he's been doing. This whole team, man. This whole team are looking so synchronized, so synergized, and just so confident.
Yeah, my 2-0 guess here on the Missouri side is looking sillier and sillier.
Hey, you know, that's the beauty of this game, man. Anything can happen, especially BO3s. And if you've lost map number 1 where you weren't expected to, I'm telling you, you're going to be feeling emotionally and mentally gassed. And right now, for a team with more experience, it looks nothing but that. The Famers wallbang starts off for 1.
Yeah, and well, on top of that, it's just a situation where you don't know. Yes, he does. Plasma Raider knows, and he's got the frag. Oh my goodness. And he's got another through the smoke. He's disgusting, this Plasma Raider guy. Gets away with everything. He's going through the smoke. Not again. Not again.
Oh, Nat. Nat does have a little bit of knowledge, I think. And okay, that's a great headshot. Headshot wall bang. Good for 1. 4 versus 3 versus 3. He's not done.
That is a classic A1S right there. Just, sliding double tap to the head. Yeah, it's fine. You could be running a little bit with that gun. It's whatever.
It forgives you.
Yep. I guess that's another point towards the A1S, but, well, point towards the AK-47 is JR Nasty. Dispatches the player on the site. Follow up is, oh my goodness, so good.
Bada. Like a spin bot kind of action there. Just spin it right round. And that's going to spin Missouri out of control for this round. 2 versus 1. AKs for every one. But make a note, 2 players are very close to somewhat of a one-tap. A couple of stray bullets. Might see you through, and that's such a good clutch! A 4K for Nat!
Nat is truly incredible in some of these moments. Really great movement. Really good, just... in general, spray control, obviously, but hits the shots when necessary. Knows where both players are looking for the peak. Somehow finds 1v1s where none are there. There's that first. Now knows that one's on site, and he just pulls back a little bit in order to grab the 1v1.
He baits out the shots. He's low HP. He's like, I'm not taking that. I'm taking the safe gun fight. And off of that, uses the cover so well. And little lesson, little 101 of how to play the 2 versus 1 coming in from Nat.
Yeah, that is textbook, if you will. Pistols are out and going. Missouri gonna have to contend with them. Man, are they quick as they push down.
Oh, A1S. It heard us talking about it. Its ears were burning. Someone else's ears are burning. The Tech 9 coming in from Plasma Raider. He doesn't even need a real gun. Just give him a Tech 9. He gets it done like it's 2013.
Rec 9 activated. And it go burr as Plasma Raider is done the work with it. I'm feeling like we're going back to COD. He just added the Tech 9 there too. Plasma Raider with the 3rd frag of the round. How many times has this guy just clutched up or found openings, found ways back in? Every darn time. Akron, you just got to pick up these rounds when you do, and it's all on Plasma Raider. Absolutely incredible. Recovering the AK, gets the quad on the round. Really disgusting stuff.
The average player would be like, oh, I've got a Tech 9, I can't do anything here. And they don't even go for it. But if it's in the hands of Plasma, well, You could give him a Glock. You could give him a Glock and a full buy and he'd make it work. Beautiful stuff. Good util coming out from Akron here too. Bit of an airstrike, couple of nades, doing some damage, and the CZ, easy CZ, not really. You don't really see that gun much anymore.
Yeah, I feel like it's there thereabouts at times, but truly, yeah, you're right. Not generally going to see that. The AK was recovered, but Braden is not going to get out with his life. Nice readjustment, though it's not needed because JR has his help. Plasma Raider with one of his own before Enzo comes back in. Resistance has recovered the AK that Braden had at one point, but ultimately I don't think it's going to matter as he's 1 versus 4.
I just realized, and I feel I'm ashamed of this. Early on, I said resistance is futile. I said that was, I didn't say that was Star Trek, like the Borg. I think I said Doctor Who. What was I thinking? I'm thinking of the Daleks. I'm thinking the Daleks. I'm thinking of the Borg. It's all getting mixed up to one. But either way, we're seeing some just robotic mechanics here from Akron. Like, nothing else to it. Every single player, I think, has done something mentionable or notable in this half. And it's showing. The scoreline says it all.
Well, Mr. Roboto certainly looking good on the server. And, well, Akron just 2 rounds away from a clean sweep of the series. Can't believe I'm saying that, especially after the first map, how it really was fairly, strong for either side. Sure, at the end, Akron kind of started running away with things, but the start that Missouri had really gave us a lot of hope. And well, speaking of hope, there's none for Nat as Enzo tries to come through at Molly, but it was 2 where he thought there was 1.
It's a lot of heat. That's too much heat, even for Enzo.
Yeah. Might be fire retardant, but he's not fireproof. Speaking of fireproof, no one is not on the site. Frag's going the way of Akron.
What? That was a 180. He's had so many of those.
I mean, it's just Enzo things, just Panda things, just nasty, isn't it?
It is. It is nasty on all fronts. Post plant looking disgusted here from JR Nasty. And these flicks, I thought we got the last one. Panda says, easy, get me one.
Let me get in there. I'll have one as well. 24 and 11, by the way. If you are a Plasma Raider. Not too far behind is JR Nasty at 20 and 10. Wow.
Look at the assists too. 5 assists, 6 assists, 4 assists, 8 assists, 2 assists. Every single player on Akron has been contributing. I said it. And stats speak more than I do. That's a lie. Stats do talk though. And they are speaking true here. Nice play here coming from Missouri. I like this aggression.
Lots of utility damage as well. It really made it easy then for the MP9 to cut up the armored opponents down banana. Grenade, gonna do a bit of chunk damage there to Nat, but not too much. Good find from Andrew. It starts to equalize things a bit more. Problem being that there is a unfortunate position of the bomb.
This flank's gonna be all of it. Absolutely. If Panda can... Okay, I thought it was going to go for maybe more than one, like we saw from Plasma earlier on, but based on where we are, seeing that it needs to force the issue real quick, trying to, but quick is not going to be the trick. Akron, still a match point. Missouri, whoa, consolation prize, got another round, but can they get a buy to make the big bang sound? Yeah, we've got an op, I should say. Goodness me, what has Valorant done to me?
I know. It's a disease, I tell you.
It is. It absolutely is.
It's the casting too many games disease, and it is a real thing.
It definitely is. It's plaguing me, but what's also plaguing me is all this util damage over at Banana. Quite a bit inflicted on Missouri already. Nat trying to get an aggro peek and peek that he's going to try and get back and weep a little bit. Down to 55.
Nades out over towards A. There's the resistance. He's got the frag, and Braden with another.
Oh, the
On
sprays.
the point. Shots from JR. Connecting. Looking for some more. Is that? No, okay, it didn't. I thought maybe that had hit through the wall a little bit, but it does not.
Close.
AWP versus 3. Not a great scenario, sure. But we'll
It's JR,
see.
though.
I mean, if there's anyone to do it, it's JR.
It's JR with the optic up. Oh dear, that might be the beginning of the end for him though. There's a triple peek just waiting for him. If he makes a peep, and he's made the peep, he's a peeping Tom, but not enough. He's out. Peeping Tom, stop having a look. Close that window, close the curtains, and they're closing the curtains on that round. Saying that though, 7 more rounds. 7 more rounds to need if they want to get to that 15, that sweet 15-15, and that's an uphill climb. Massive uphill climb.
100%. Yeah. A long way to go in this comeback. And the biggest problem here, Cuppa, that I see for Missouri, it's not that I don't think they can do it. It's the fact that they can't have any mistakes. A singular mistake sends them to the Shadow Realms. And, well, Shadow Realms being a big L on their forehead. Speaking of L's, Nat is taking a big one there. Timing, big L. Not fortunate on that is Matt. Post return the fire. Big shot there from Matt, but unfortunately, it's everyone else to fall. This is what I'm talking about. They can't make any mistakes, and here's a big one from Missouri.
Right now, if you're Braden, it's like you're at the land center and someone just turned off the lights. Like, I'm still playing. I'm still playing. Don't turn the lights off yet. 15-8, 1 frag, little to negotiate, and a little bit of util.
How they came to his site. I mean, that's a bit fortunate, sure, but hey, you take those. And they're all spread out as well. Akron, okay, no, Akron getting smart, grouping up, playing together.
That's the difference here, isn't it? The duo, the dynamic duo here. Panda and Plasma.
Double
Saw
P.
humongous plays. The double P's is right. Overpass. So many big plays that we saw there. We're in Inferno and match point to wrap up this BO3 into underdog story. Finding some glory, and they will. 16-8.
Big victory here for Akron. And listen, don't know if I misread it. I'll take that blame if that's the case. But man, Missouri really having a rough day today. Yeah, and you got to give credit to Akron as well. They made it work. They did everything that they needed to do. And on top of that, I think that, we saw so many big moments from every single player, right?
Yeah,
Andrew.
Individual performance, the collab, like,
yeah,
so many things, like more than we can list in the time I think we have for the post-match. JR Nasty, Opflix Glor Panda gets a couple more here as well. Like, the story just kept continuing. Just when you thought, hey, have they got any more? They answered back and said, definitely.
100%. And well, I'm super pumped because I just found out that we're getting Plasma Raider for our interview. Should be a fantastic one. Here's just one of the big plays that he made. Here's another if you're just tuning in, because I mean, it was just second after second. I mean, and it wasn't just like quad kills or anything. Here's another where he finds nasty.
This one.
Gosh, can we this might as well just be a Plasma Raider, kill feed, right? That's just his highlight reel, is what that was.
Put it on your resume. Yeah, definitely. And we sent an overpass. Stamp for approval, I think, from the desk here, right? Like, double. It's beautiful. It is a thing of art coming in from Plasma Raider and the likes of Akron. Massive achievement, and not just for Plasma, let's say for the whole team to get that 2-0. Not expecting the 2-0, I think, statistically, and defying the odds with that one.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I thought we were maybe in for a 2-0, but certainly not this direction. Big props to Akron, as we are indeed getting prepped for said interview. I will give a big shout out though to pretty much everyone from Akron. We said it in there, but I want to mention it again. I mean, Andrew, Panda, Jara, Nasty, Enzo, everyone had that moment, right?
Yeah.
It was a clutch. It was the, the fast frags. It was a big collateral, whether that
Util
be over,
damage.
util damage. And in addition, I'm glad you mentioned utility because it was actually Enzo who was doing a lot of the really fantastic utility over towards Banana on the CT side. That certainly cannot be undersold because we saw Banana Control being a big portion of the defense of Akron. It seems to me like Missouri kind of came in without a clear game plan, and I don't want to accuse them of pugging it out, but it kind of looked that way in comparison. You know what I mean? Again, could be wrong there, but that's just the read I had.
There was some more disciplined plays coming from Akron, and if you combined like the disciplined plays with individual performance X factor clutches
and smokes and grenades.
That's the perfect equation to equals a dub. And for Missouri, we did see some good plays, but less consistent on those plays. Did have the disciplined organization, did have the util. It just was not enough against the likes of Plasma, against the likes of Panda, the double P, combined with JR Nasty. We'll be right back with the interview with Plasma very shortly. We're not, excuse me, forgive me, my bad. I'm getting too excited here. Sorry, Zach.
I think we got it. I think we got it ready to go just
got
now.
Indeed,
fantastic. We do. So with that, let's bring them in here. Plasma Radar from Akron. Thank you so much for coming in here. How are you feeling off the back of that fantastic performance?
I'll be honest, for me, today was kind of an all-time high for morale. I just came in, we started off slow, and I'm just like, all right, I'm going to change something up at halftime, and especially heading to the second map, that was probably one of the more fun games I've had.
Hey, by the way, you guys have a fantastic setup over there. Looks awesome.
No doubt.
Yeah, shout out to University of Akron for having a great esports setup. But question for you in particular, you just said, massive high for you. So is that not what we should expect all the time from you on the server, or is that definitely the case?
I mean, I don't mean to gloat, but that's normally the standard I hold myself to. I think just today I wanted to hold myself to a different level emotionally, and I started getting a little bit of hype. Our coach normally is sitting right next to me, so he was kind of hyping me up a little bit more. So I was feeling good, but that's probably about where the level I'm at most games.
Man, the level of energy, you could feel it. And we said it. It was like the Plasma show. Like the kind of picks that again, there was so many doubles out of absolutely nowhere. I think the notable one was with that Tech 9. You had a Tech 9. It's not 2013. We're not looking at any of those old majors, but you're making it look so easy. Question for you. Your game sense, man, you've definitely been putting hours in the server. Is it raw pugging? Are you doing endless dry runs? Like, what's going on behind the scenes? Because spicy stuff, man. I need to know.
So I actually have an uncontroversial way I play the game. When I played probably a lot of MM and pugs for maybe my first 3,000 hours or so, but then after that, especially if you check like my ESCA, I haven't played a pug in about 3 years. The only game that I know nowadays is scrims and official matches, league or however that might be. So I spend a decent bit of time watching film. I watch any information my teammates can give me. I kind of try to take that to heart, and that way, kind of the only thing on my mind has to do with the competitive league setting. I don't enforce bad habits that you might see in pug plays, so everything comes a lot more naturally to me than if I was trying to split my time with pugs and then try to adapt to scrims.
100%. You know, I think it's the North American curse. And if you go back to sort of classic liquids, right, where you look at that Hiko lineup, and this is going way back in the books, maybe before your day, definitely within my day, but it's something you have knowledge of where it's the pug curse. You're definitely right. And to hear you say that, there is hope for North American CS. You saw it here today, and with those kind of plays, please keep up those antics, man. Great mentality. And you mentioned that in our first question too. You said my mental's good and the coach is getting me hyped up. I think that's the difference between having maybe a team that are just playing the game and a team that are getting jacked up, fired up. I see people behind you just raising hands, throwing hands. Man, it's good vibes, and I really do appreciate that insight. That's fire. That's so cool.
Absolutely.
I
And
wanted to go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I also want to give a shout out to Noah, Panda, and Jason. I mean, they're our hype guys. They kind of they sit second and fourth on the table, so they're right in the middle of everyone, keeping each other's mentals up. They're the big hype men, especially Jason. But I kind of stole his role today, just on a different level in terms of motion. But he's normally our main guy for keeping the hype up, so I want to give him that credit at least.
Oh heck yeah! You need those people in the server. What one or a couple final questions here for you. What does the practice regime look like? Because I think a big part of your victory, obviously some fragging, but also was utility usage, was being prepped and ready for banana control, being ready to get aggressive, having good defaults over on the T side. What is the team's practice regime look like?
So that kind of is a hard one to answer because it changes very regularly. But I can say that we definitely try to avoid the typical open play style of go in, dry run for 30 minutes, and then scrim twice and be done with the day. You can actually see we have a whiteboard up there. That is a big thing for the rest of us. We always write down our goals and what we're trying to improve. We always try to improve kind of the lowest hanging fruit for the day. And many times we'll kind of go back, and if we have a good match or if we play an opponent we know we're good, we immediately will kind of try to pull things from their game plan and see what they saw and adapt it into our game slot or our game plan. So it's a lot of adapting and adjusting. We also run a couple of drills here and there in what we call development days, where we normally touch on mechanics that we might be lacking on. But fortunately enough, those are far and few between. We don't have to lean on those too much.
Well, heck yeah. I mean, it
Interesting.
definitely looked like it in the server. A final thing for you before we let you go, Plasma Raider. Do you have anybody you want to shout out or say hello to while we got you?
I mean, I want to shout out everyone on our team: Andrew, Andrew, Jason, Zoe, Alan, JR Nasty, Noah, Panda, and then our coach Callan, Fix It. And then most importantly,
There
I
you
also want
go.
to shout down to Akron. I mean, the fact that we're post-COVID or coming to the end of COVID and we're able to have these amazing facilities and be able to come in and practice. I mean, it's something that not even the majority of pro teams get to do. So I couldn't be more than grateful for that and kind of reviving my drive for the game, because honestly, I kind of fell out of love with the game and competition, and coming back for, I think it's been the past 3.5, 4 months has been, I mean, revitalizing, especially being in person and be able to live your day with your teammates, share struggles. One of my teammates, we go and work out every day. It's massively important to chemistry, team building, and just having trust and a bond with your teammates that you don't really get through online play.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on, and thank you so much for your insight. Once again, Plasma Raider, University of Akron, thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thanks,
Thanks,
you.
buddy.
Have a good one too.
And with that, Kappa, it is just hitting the back end of our day. Sad to say we have to go. That said, I want to say shout out. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in, has been watching. We really appreciate that. Make sure that you continue tuning in. We have pretty much every single day of the week some awesome esports going on. So whatever you're into, whether that be Counter-Strike or something else, definitely tune in for some NACE Starleague action. With that being said, on behalf of myself, Cup of Frag, and the entire production team here, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.
See you later.